landing onto Yang. Oh, the Sanity's Eclipse. It's going to be real tasty if he decides to turn onto it. But he's saving that one for the moment as Gabby gets the pull back in on a PYW. Just gets exploded like a piñata as they continue to hit away at these racks after the glyph. Vici do not have an answer in the world right now as they keep on building up that int. Already turned upon yet again. They have the jump forward, double kill for Gabby. The Omni Slash bounces, but it doesn't do a damn thing. GG is called. TNC stomping on the faces of Vici.
Yeah, just a dominant performance here from TNC. I mean, there really wasn't too many sides to that game. It was all one-sided. It was all just TNC the whole time. To me, I mean, obviously, again, a strat that Vici hasn't really shown and looked a little bit out of their comfort zone, I would say. They didn't seem to be like preparing the TA for that first battle. Whenever I see teams do this kind of a strategy, I feel like the TA needs to be like this monster, and a lot of it's focused around the TA. It felt more like Vici were kind of like, these are our 5-man heroes that are all going to F5, run at the tower, and that's kind of our game plan. And
right.
I feel like they maybe just needed more stacks, more ancients. And yes, March was down there. He was blocking it off. He was being a real nuisance and stopping that because, again, they know what the strategy is. TNC are very aware of how you can make this successful for yourselves. So well read by them. And Vici are back to the drawing board. Maybe ROTK is taking the hit on this one.
I will say that like there are some of those plays, and we've seen a lot of them this tournament, I feel like, where it's like one play that kind of defines the game and changes everything. Yeah. That run into mid where all 5 of them died and they got the duel victory, that felt like it was the moment.
It was so important we got to see it twice.
That's exactly right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see if we see the same thing or if Vici can come up with some new tricks in game number 2. But for now, back to the panel.
Thank you very much. A beatdown indeed. TNC, after going on 2-0 in the winner's bracket, well, they win game number 1 of this best of 5. I'm joined by Cap and OD Pixel, and yeah, it was kind of a beatdown here. And I know, Owen, you kind of talked about this Jug last pick. Why?
And why?
Still, I guess we're kind of questioning.
Yeah.
It looked like they wanted to, you know, pick up this tempo. The faster team kind of wins the game. But they were never on top that game at all, it didn't feel like.
No, not at all. And as I said before, I don't know why you're picking a Jug into not like one of these, but all 3 of these cores. I'm pretty sure Legion, CK, and OD have a pretty happy time in a game. Well, as we just saw, have a very happy time in a game against a Juggernaut. Like Jug, I mean, I don't know why they went with the Jug last pick. Maybe this is sort of testament to TNC and their bans. Like they forced Vici into a position where Vici felt that Jug was really all that was left. But even then, I kind of feel Vici Gaming must have known themselves when they finished their draft with this Jug that this was going to be a hard game. Sure, maybe if you somehow won all the lanes and Jug sort of gets the phase drums or the first few items before, like one item's done on any of the other cores, you're able to move around the map, take objectives with him, have that sustain. But if you're sort of the same level or behind as a core Jug against these 3 cores, you're not killing anyone with the Omni Slash. You're using Blade Fury to run away. You can't commit with the Blade Fury because you'll simply not kill anyone with the damage from the Blade Fury because of the heals with the press the attack, because of the saves with the Astrals. And then obviously as soon as your Blade Fury ends, you're just incredibly vulnerable. And it's exactly what we saw here. Eurus ends the game 0-4-2. That is your 5th pick hero doing absolutely nothing.
Your overall last pick. That is the
That's your
last
overall last pick, and it did nothing. You know, we've seen some great last picks from Vici Gaming. I'm pretty sure this was their worst last pick we've seen from them the whole tournament.
Feels like draft in general, Cap. I mean, you open with an Omni Rubik, which is a little bit different than we've been seeing.
No, I think they definitely stumbled in their opening for sure. I just don't think there was like a ton of carries left. Again, I could really only think of Lycan. Lycan isn't even as good against OD as he used to be, but I'm not sure if that matchup at top lane goes bad, because I know the Legion's favored against Jug, and I think the Legion's favored against Lycan as well. So you probably still would have been left in the same scenario where you almost lost 3 lanes. I think mid lane went kind of even. I think OD was a little bit farther ahead in CS, but for the most part it was pretty even. But yeah, no surprise that, like, especially with the build that you want to go with OD, you want to go with the 1-4-1 build. That build feels great against Juggernaut.
Yeah.
So no surprise that he's able to do so well, and then Omni Knight's not able to do as well against Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight is just a tough laner in general to go up against. But, you know, Omni Knight's probably one of the better options, but he still,
you both have sustain.
You know, he still did worse. I think that it was mostly comes down to the opening, though. I think that the TA pick may not have been the best, but the opening of Omni Knight Rubik, I don't even think that opening
I don't like it.
without the OD is that strong, right? It's like telekinesis into the Omni Knight. Okay, it's a very like lane CS
Yeah,
pressure. You know, you're focused on Fate bolting and Outlast hitting them, but it just doesn't do a whole lot for you. And it felt like that Omni Knight wasn't backing up a hard carry. Meanwhile, you have Legion Commander backing up an
Having
OD.
a great time.
Yeah, he feels great about his overall matchups. The
Oh,
only
yeah.
thing was their lineup was going to be slow, but they played really well around the mid lane. March's positioning was great. His
Yeah, it
tombstone in that initial fight, and we all said, we all said it in the green room. The first time Vici Gaming ran into that mid lane and just got dominated, the game
Game's
was
over.
It was just, it takes one fight like that and you're done.
It's a lot of TA lineups like that, especially when you have a Juggernaut. Like, you don't really have, you have no scaling core. Maybe if it's a Mag Jug, obviously you have some scaling, but just
Well,
Jug TA.
I mean, that's
You
the
got
thing,
nothing.
right? You know, Jug seems to be sort of slipping to that level where it's only really viable
need
if
him.
you do have the Magnus, and even then, you know, it's still an opening or a way that you play the game that can be dealt with. So it just seemed very weird to see them pick it up as a fifth pick this draft, and
Yeah.
something that I don't think that's going to happen again. Also, the fact that TNC got away with getting the OD as early as they did in the draft, and him having
Not
a
punished.
pretty easy, unpunished game. Like they didn't have a lineup that could really deal with him. When it came to Armel turning up to fights, he would press the BKB, and there was
And right click?
nothing that would mess with him. You know, Cap said, you know, as an OD, you are the happiest when you can just turn up to a fight and just sit there hitting
Whack.
heroes, and he really could that game. They didn't draft anything that messed with Armel's mid game.
And that was the first phase, and Armel was
Yeah.
the only one who didn't die that game.
Yeah.
7-0-4. And OD, we talked about it, right? Multiple times. Like, usually middles are these kind of playmakers, but when you get an OD, you are kind of the carry. I mean, they had two carries that farmed amazingly well. And yeah, you see there, the scores, the items. It's just, it was just a very weird, non-Vici draft from Vici, I felt like. While TNC, they got exactly what they wanted. So, are you going to see any change in bans or picks here? Do you think?
I mean, I'm certain Vici Gaming won't do that opening again.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Um,
You probably won't ban any of those heroes, but you're not picking them, that's for sure. Maybe you ban the Omni, who knows? That hero's still kind of weird to me. No.
Other than that, I actually really would have liked to see that Draw Ranger strat for them, especially since they were going to go for the TA fourth pick.
Oh, yeah, and they banned it themselves.
Yeah,
right?
I would have liked to see how that matches up against OD.
Yeah.
I still
Besides
think
that, it just feels
Rubik
like
is fine in
those
an
picks.
opener,
Yeah.
just with a better pairing than
like a
Omni
Centaur,
Knight.
right? No one would be mad at a Rubik Centaur.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want to pick Centaur first, but it's still just a better lane.
Yeah,
Gives
I
you
think they
something.
really wanted to save against the Murata arrow is what they kind of leaned into,
Yeah.
right? They wanted an Abaddon, Omni, or Legion Commander. So,
And
Yeah.
you just have an Omni.
yeah. I mean, the OD was just such a great, I'm not sure if anybody else is like first two'd
Yesterday, someone first shoot
okay,
OD.
so
Yeah,
someone
that's
did,
the only
but-
time because it's been getting fifth banned. But
Yeah.
if it's picked, it's in that first phase. Yeah.
Most of the time, it's going to be a 5-6 ban. So if you can elevate it to first two against a good opener like that, I mean, that's just like a free opening.
Yep,
I
and
think it's
well,
really smart.
yeah, it was. We do need to go to a short break. Game number 2 of Vici Gaming versus TNC will be back very shortly. Welcome back, everyone. Here we are, game number 2 of Vici Gaming versus TNC, and we already got a draft for you, my friends.
Oh.
Right down there, nice and quick. You guys broke it down early in that last panel, but guess what we got in that first pick?
Yep.
Yeah.
What is that?
We said it,
You're
didn't we?
up one game.
Yeah.
You're feeling the Earthshaker Morphling right now.
Try it.
And even, like, Vici Gaming still is an awkward position, right? Because you have to draft like you're going to get a Morphling, right?
Yes. It could be
Do
the
you
mind
pick
games.
Ancient Apparition, but it's just an Earthshaker opening? That's going to feel
You're
really bad if they
baited, yeah.
don't pick Morph, right?
Yeah.
There's still Kunkka out there in the pool.
Man.
There is still no Void. So TNC, they banning away the Void, right? So that means they don't have to pick up a defensive offlaner, which I like to see if they do go the Earthshaker Morphling.
I will say, were you surprised last series when IG tried to run that AA in a 3 instead of just a 5, right? Because that felt like a very whisper thing on Beast Coast. And then, like, you're like, oh, that worked. But most AA players are 5s. Oh, so we are getting all of them, huh? We're getting the mag strats, the Earthshaker, possibly Morphling. They didn't insta-pick it.
Yeah, they're thinking.
They're thinking.
Are they
You
gonna?
might as well talk about it. Talk about your bans as well if you
Nah,
have the extra time.
nah,
You
Cap,
got
shut
20
the hell up.
seconds before
Smash
your
that-
reserve time.
Smash that pick button. No, you
Mag
got
PA is a lot better than Mag Juggernaut against Earthshaker Morph because you have a lot faster burst damage. You're going to build it into an Abyssal Blade. You have instant gap close, so you're going to feel good about that. It's also a lineup that hasn't overcommitted because you're going to be happy, like you're going to feel okay about a Mag lineup with PA anyway, right?
But
even if they didn't Morphling, which I'm sure they would have almost no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
But the thing is, right, so
Oh. They banned the puck.
I like that because that was one of the heroes, right, that did cause issues for them when they did it before, right?
it controls the ES/Morph
It's-
real
yeah,
well. The
it's-
coil is one of those
It's
spells.
pretty infuriating to play against when, especially when you're that low, just being tripped up by the silence. I think it was in that game
Yeah,
as
you
well
know.
where we saw like Gabby was dying in lane because of how well Yang was playing the puck. So.
Wasn't
Yeah,
that like
that
a
should not
level
have
4?
happened.
Yeah, that was a
Jesus.
real good puck game. A little sus play on the other side, but man, these openings, it's funny. You're like, which opening do you like better? You have, OS Frog's greatest creation on one side, and then a Mag on the other side, which it can make any hero, any melee hero
and-
truly look good.
And as Cap said, like this is the best mag combo at the moment. I like this much more than Jug Mag. I think PA Mag it's the top tier.
It's
mag
quicker,
pairing.
it's faster paced, right? And we keep talking about having a faster paced lineup's never bad. Like, you want to be able to move, get towers early.
So Kunkka and Ancient Apparition were the two like Morphling, counter Morphling heroes that were still left in the pool. They left out the Ancient Apparition. I think Winter Wyvern is still out there for TNC to pick up against the Mag PA lineup, but I'm not like super confident about it being able to counter PA.
I think at this point you just want to, if you're TNC, grab those heroes that are going to help keep the morph safe.
Yeah.
You are looking at those KP heroes that, well, pretty much all the 3 big ones are still there, right? The Abbas, the Omnis, the Legions, anything that's
Yeah.
going to be able to buff up, keep the morph safe from being burst low. So in particular, the Abaddon and the Omni, and of course, as we've seen in the previous attempts when they go for it, they do like to grab the Abaddon. So
Yeah, Omni is going to be the ban.
Yeah.
I think Legion is still okay, but it's more of an offensive hero, right? It's not going to be as good of a save, but your Blade Mail pickup feels really nice against PA.
Man, and you see finally only the Omni, the one of the 3 you guys talked about, that the spell is going to go away. And Lich on the other side. And, oh, yes, there we see the C-tier Magnus hero getting first picked.
Shout
Who
out to
would've
Giannis
guessed?
for trying to
wait,
defend
wasn't
Mag.
Giannis the one who made
Yes.
the tier list?
No, he was
He
with
tried
us on
to
the
defend
Mag.
it.
He
He tried to
was.
defend the
Alright,
Mag.
okay.
He tried.
And there we see the
Well,
crowd.
Tsunami's point would come back if Vici Gaming lose this game. That would be his rebuttal.
Yeah, if one of the teams
Which they
in the
may
grand
just do so.
finals loses the
They
game,
may just lose this
bad.
game.
I mean, I'm not saying I agree with
Yeah.
it, but
No, I know.
So what else do we want to see against the Earthshaker Morph?
Profit.
Profit.
This is a hero.
Profit?
We watched one game and we were not impressed with it at all. We know what it can do, right? It is a very good lane bullier. You can split push, you can do stuff, but we didn't really see anything about the last day. It was a 5 Nature's Prophet, right, or 4, and we just didn't feel that much.
I mean, who's playing it this what? Is it going to be a support Prophet and a support Mag, or is this going to be a like which hero is Yang playing? Is this a Yang Mag or a Yang Prophet, or neither? It's got to be one of them, right?
Dude, I love Yang's Prophet is one of the best, but I don't think so, right?
Well, maybe if they want to end the game quickly, then something like a Yang Prophet could be a bit of a key to it.
It's a fast Orchid hero, which I'm not opposed to.
Yeah, I would like it more than a 3-mag. I think we all, at least I know, I don't know if you guys agree, 3-mag, that's what we've seen it the most of, but we're still, you know, if you got to get those ores to be impactful, it feels like, and then you're just throwing W's.
You need an offlaner that is able to play like mostly by himself when you have this Magnus support, because he's just not very impactful in lane.
Yeah.
Hey, the Witch Doctor who's come back.
Yes, seen some play.
The Voodoo Restoration Witch Doctor, the Chen Light.
Oh, very, very nice,
With
right?
a
When you have like this safe laner that needs to be protected, like the Morphling, you know, you're going to be able to shift low, get a lot of value out of the Voodoo Restoration heal, and it's just this support that's going to make sure that Gabby doesn't end up feeding, dying, getting caught out low in the laning stage, which I really like. Grimstroke.
Grimstroke mag, so maybe that gives a little bit more credence to 3-mag.
I think so.
Grimstroke mag is like a much better duo.
You like that
so
lane?
Maybe it is going to be 5 Nature's Prophet.
Or do you don't think it'll be the Grimstroke paired with the PA? Kind of like a
you're right. It
Lich
is probably going to be. I
And
don't
then
like Grimstroke as a 5, but
lane.
yeah, I mean with PA, you're right.
I mean, it
That's
doesn't
much
have
better.
to. It could just be the 4 and they switch lanes, right? I think because we've seen Flying Crit kind of do the same, where Crit will play the Grimstroke, but he plays at safe lane and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then you have to be less greedy, obviously.
That's a cool pickup, because even if like Mag Core or Nature's Prophet Core, even though Nature's Prophet isn't a strength hero, Timbersaw is still really good against him.
Yeah. But yeah, whichever lane this Timber's in, he's going to have a good lane matchup.
And you're just looking to get that Timbersaw, like his peak of strength is that 15, 20 minutes, you know, like that's where all Timbers get like almost suicidal and how aggressive they're playing, and eventually they overextend and die. Well, that's kind of fine here, because at the end of the day, you're going to have this Earthshaker Morph who's, you know, just looking to come online. So Timbersaw is going to try and be a good space creator and a good hero to stand in front of towers for you.
And you see Vici, they're going to take out that Ember. Any fast-paced hero that can kind of, you know, make you ignore that Morphling Earthshaker you want to get out of the pool that can play by itself. Because you know, right? Any team that picks Morph Earthshaker, you know, as long as they're not losing the lanes horribly, they're not feeling too bad, I'm sure. But it is a very fast-paced lineup already from Vici Gaming, so we'll see what TNC wants to take out of here. Probably not a Juggernaut. What middle kind of stands out to you for Vici Gaming? I know they have overall last pick, so maybe we do need to obviously see TNC's first, but is there anything that mixes well with the Grimstroke?
So I was going to say OD, because I think Timbersaw and Morphling are both very exposed to that hero.
Yeah.
But if it's not Morphling, is it going to be a hero that is empowered?
That's true.
I'm not sure you can really fit that into your lineup. I think maybe like a Storm Spirit or something.
It's just too good. And then it's just your PA. Now the mag doesn't have to decide where to go. I'm just going to sit behind one hero.
Zeus might not be bad. Okay. Maybe never mind on that with a Viper pickup.
Okay.
Yeah, Viper does make PA's life a
Living
big old
hell.
misery.
Even with BKB, right?
Yeah,
One of the
still
few
a Viper
heroes you
strike.
BKB, he just hits you with it.
And because
There's no lean or puck, right?
well, this is the nice thing as well, right? You don't have that overall last pick, so you pick a mid that's probably going to have it. Like, there's not really many heroes that go, oh, well, GG Viper's going to have a hard lane matchup. You know what I mean? You feel happy picking that, not knowing what the matchup is.
Tiny. Oh.
Tiny. We are going to see who picks what on the Radiant side. We can kind
Tiny's
of
always big on the burst damage. I don't know how that mid matchup goes against Viper. I'm sure it hurts. And you are going to be against the Timbersaw, but it can go kind of both ways against the Timbersaw, right? You've got such heavy amount of burst damage. Nobody from Vici Gaming is going to be providing you a break mechanic, which is something that Viper might have actually been quite good for.
Yourself, yeah.
For Vici. It can be good against Timbersaw. It's good against Morphling. But the lanes are going to be really important here.
Yeah, because that's the thing, right? I think TNC, again, like why they had success with the Earthshaker Morph earlier, like it's an Earthshaker Morph lineup, but I'm not worried about their lanes getting rolled over. I think they've got pretty good lanes. They're going to be able to get decent matchups. It's not going to be a repeat of yesterday's TNC VG, where TNC did this for the first time against Fiji and got sort of rolled over from minute 1. Like, there is going to be that time to build things up, but I think that's going to make a very entertaining game because, of course, Vici, they're going to have those great late game combos as well. You are going to have this PA empowered up, there's the sort of the help with the soulbind, daggers being thrown everywhere. These big,
daggers.
scary crits. You know, you have to be smart as Gabby. If you get caught a little too low on one crit, could knock you off the game. So, I hope it's going to go late. I do think, you know, TNC, they're bringing out Earthshaker Morph. It's what we said. You know, they learned from the performance before against Fiji where they struggled. They are going to have made adaptations here, which you can already see. The lanes look stronger. They're not going to get rolled over in the first 10 minutes. So I think TNC is going to give a bit of a masterclass in how you can take such a crushing loss and then still open the same way, make changes, and get a better result with it.
That being said, there's no playmaker outside of Armel's Viper, and Vici Gaming is not necessarily pushed for time because Mag PA, I feel like you can almost always win the lineup, right?
Scale.
You just get the right kind of jump, you're always going to feel good. So I think a lot of this, most of this series, most of this tournament, comes down to laning phase. KP is going to have a good matchup, I think, no matter what. Tim's is going to have more of a free game as a result. You know, you get that level 3 Timbersaw, so Tim's, he can go in and help Gabby out. He can rotate around.
Okay. And I am worried about the PA. It gets you can't emphasize how much it gets destroyed by Viper. Like, anytime she is not going to BKB, it does nothing. You've got no crit, you got no evasion. You are useless. You can only fight with the BKB up. If Viper's there, you're useless. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yep, we will see. Will this PA be countered, or can Vici Gaming bring it back and take it to a 1-1? We'll have to see as we go over to Lyrical and Trent.
Thank you so much again, Grant. And oh my goodness, Vici, they got a little bit of time. They got to shake out all the nerves, rub off the last game. How you feeling about this one?
They're falling back. They're regressing to the C tier of the Magnus, I believe. They're pulling back from some of these new TNC strats as our game gets started here, and they've gone back to something a little bit more standard in the Mag, the PA. It won't be the Yang Mag, as the panel was discussing. It's going to be that support Mag from PYW and Yang on this Nature's Prophet, already starting with the Blightstone to increase the damage from himself and his treants and try and get some bullying on this lane. You got to imagine musical lanes likely to occur here as they probably try and get KP matched up versus that Nature's Prophet.
Well, and in a lot of ways you say, all right, great. It's no longer going to be the 3 Mags, which have looked just god-awful this tournament at various points, but the thing that kind of does suck about it a little bit for the Vici Gaming squad is that now you've got PYW playing a Magnus, and this has been one of their standout performers throughout the whole tournament, and not going to be on one of the more flashy heroes this time. We'll see what he can get done with, though.
See, I disagree. I think position 4 Magnus can be the absolute flashiest because someone's handing you a bag of trash, and somehow you make kills happen.
All right.
Like, position 4 Mag, making that skewer play or getting someone clipped is such an impressive thing. Because as your point, you're basically a skewer or an empowered bot, right? That's all you do. Like, look, this is the high skill plays from the support Magnus.
Yeah, what if he just
kind
eats
of
the
all
tree,
you can do?
March is just going to take a bit of a beating here. Nice start, at least, with the 3 armor and 63 base damage on the Magnus. Is already Ori trying to mess up the CSing a little bit from Armel, if at all possible. 4-2, the early goings, and messing around a little bit with that Viper. But yeah, the panel talked about it a lot. It's this PA who needs to get super duper farm on Paparazzi, and Eurus definitely somebody that's been able to do it a time and a few.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have probably all been in the game before, right? Where someone on your team picks PA and someone tries the Viper. They go for the Nether Toxin break, and you think, wow, this game should be easy. But if the Viper has a bad start, which can occasionally happen if those first Atos rotations don't go well, so we see a skewer that looks to go very well.
Wow.
Because that's the level 1 Timber. And you want to kill him as much as you can before he hits level 3.
And that's what you're talking about. The bag of trash. PYW makes it happen. Beautiful show. Toss back underneath the tower for the moment. Armel going to take a lot of damage here. Ori getting the pressure on and doesn't have any more mana or ability to chase forward for this one. So Armel is just going to salve in his face. Already, Vici off to a much better start in this game number 2.
Yeah, Ori does have another Mango here too, and Tiny, this hero that it almost feels like he can win like any lane in the first 2 waves. Like sometimes he just finds this combo where he just like that gets a toss back under the tower and gets such an edge there.
Oh, nice play there by Yang. Just going to TP out as the fissure expires and can come back quickly into this lane afterwards since he does have teleportation up. BOW not able to get any skewer magic there.
Yeah, that's a hard one to get. Again, just this 1v3. This is a little bit of a bad news situation when you can't get that kill, right? When you're committing so much, because now he is going to be level 3. The second point in the reactive armor, and KP probably gets just like grab jungle creeps, grab a wave, get those stacks going.
Oh, and good job here by March to just throw out the coconuts. He takes away that pull that was coming out from the Treants, so they aren't going to be able to get any type of pull off. It does look like that wave is somewhat doubled up, so it is going to push out a little bit. So that's a little bit of solace there for you.
Support arrives.
Apparently, Armel just has all the voice lines.
Yeah, and the idea of like this like KP getting a good lane, we instead go back to the situation where like they could if they wanted to match, though KP has this really good lane versus the Nature's Prophet, but once again TNC they know that the whole strat of the Morphling Shaker is the Morphling, and it's making sure that Gabby has the best possible game. So although this means that Eurus will have a good start too, Gabby's going to be able to, I mean, it's a single hero in his lane. Like, Morphling's going to have an absolutely fantastic time. He should have complete free farm here.
Definitely what you want to have on that hero and get towards those earlier items, even if it's just the survivability portion of it. I will say, in a best of 5, you have a little bit more room to be giving the opposing team the Morphling Earthshaker and say, deal with it. And if you win this game as TNC, you're going to be feeling very good about the state of the best of 5, obviously, not just because, you know, you're up 2 games, but also they haven't been able to show that they can deal with this strategy, really.
One thing is that I think we're starting to see a pattern here in how March drafts and the options he gives to his support players in the first, like, 12 minutes, because in a lot of our current meta games, we have supports that are essentially locked in lane for the first 10 minutes. There's not a whole lot of rotations happening. But in every TNC draft, it feels like we're getting this Venomancer, or in this case, this Timbersaw, even the Viper to a degree in the mid lane, where one hero can't handle it on their own. And so they're creating a situation where their opponents have to bring more numbers just to stabilize the lane. So sure, PA's farming, but KP's still getting stuff done. And that's going to open up a lot of possibilities for the supports to rotate. And not for kills, though. Like, I'm expecting to see TNC start looking for these stacks and start going in and warding and dewarding to make sure that VG don't get that time for that stack. And by the same metric, the fact that these supports have to help out so much in lane means they're also not stacking right now.
Yeah, and then you did see that there was the rotation over from PYW trying to stack up the Ancients ones. He missed it. A little bit of a mistiming there by the Magnus as Tims tries to go for the fissure block off. This should secure the rune as long as it doesn't get denied. Maybe skewer over the top. He thought about it. PYW not going to get it. So 2 apiece.
Yeah, and DY in the back lines takes that bounty rune and gets a ward down. And now he probably wants to head to his own triangle and maybe, again, try and get some stacks going for the team. Or maybe even in the southern jungle. But he needs to find a way to boost the economy of his PA and his Tiny right now.
Definitely. Much needed and a huge part of the game plan for this Vici roster. Is KP going to build up some of those reactive armor stacks with the catapult coming in? Looks like it might be about his time to get a little bit aggressive. 3 points in that reactive armor. And already leading the way. And there isn't really any rotations over. This is a really common move that we see by Timbersaws, and it's pretty hard to deal with.
Yeah, clearly though, Tims feels a little lost. He's just been like wandering around the river. You see that Armel's gone to farm the neutrals in the jungle, but there weren't any stacks for him. So at least he clears up all 3 camps, and we'll get the respawn very nicely done by Armel. So he basically just made all his own stacks. And Tims will secure the haste rune. Now he gets the lane creeps. This is something that he does need a little bit of time for himself. Don't really want to be level 2 at this point on a 4 shaker.
No. The unfortunate part here was that KP didn't get that catapult into range that quickly, so it's just now starting to hit the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane, as Eurus can't really do anything except for just try and blast it under this, but KP does have Chakram right now. If Eurus isn't careful, this is where things get a little bit dicey. Not quite enough mana to spam it all out, so yeah, as Eurus uses the salve, that should be the end of the chance for aggression from KP.
And DY actually pulled, so that KP's going to start losing stacks, maybe? And he still has all the tower aggro, though.
And this just doesn't look like it's working yet. With Ori rotating in, though, that's going to be enough to get the kill. And In the meantime, PYW going to try and build up some more stacks over here to the side. Does he get it this time? Looks like he will. Gets his timing right. And looking up for Vici.
Yeah, perfect rotation there from Ori. Just what you need to help out versus this Timbersaw. And KP should just be forced right back down here. I don't really see any other options for him. Instantly TPs, he'll go right back to pressuring that tower and trying to take away some of this space for Eurus / Paparazzi. And the ulti's there for KP, but he doesn't have the arcane boots yet, so he doesn't have a whole lot of spam to throw out at the moment.
Not the easiest thing in
Only
the world.
level 5 here for Yang, considering a go, but March is gone for the heal.
Gabby
No Maledict, so I think he's fine.
got brought down very low, but does have the TP out and can come back in the lane quickly afterwards. It's going to be something else that we could watch for, maybe, as if Gabby wanted to make a aggressive play onto him and then, you know, switch over to the
Yo,
Nature's Prophet.
PYW has the skewer to get there in time. I love it.
Oh, dude, he made it.
I like how much he tanks for this, too. Ugh.
It's well
Couple hits,
worthwhile.
too. Oh, very much so.
I mean, if he can also get into some items afterwards, like, that's a nice chunk of gold for
Oh,
him.
and you know he's going to be leeching. You know, he's going to
Absolutely.
be hanging out for some XP from this, but March, again, not having the Maledict, so they couldn't get the kill, but one thing is that it is a flat number of heal for the Witch Doctor. It's not a percent-based one, so it means that when the morphs down really low, even a single point in the Witch Doctor heal is super valuable.
That's nice. You could see a good job there by Yang, summoning some trees and then forcing those creeps away from the tower. That's a huge portion of the damage that the Timbersaw can do to the tower. Otherwise, he's just punching it with his right clicks, which is not that great. But Creep Wave's going to come back in again, and they might have to drag it off a second time.
Yeah, no treants here, though, so I don't know if Yang can really get there.
Yeah. Well, it does look like he could go for the resummon again if he wants to.
I think
Just
he's
forcing
able to
him back.
drive him back.
He's trying. He's trying real hard. Yang gets body blocked by his own trees, actually. On the other side, DY is going to go down. Yang needs to be careful. Manages
he got
to get
the
the
deny,
deny.
though.
Does he pay for it? Yes, he will. But you take that one.
The mental victory
There you go.
right there. Unfortunately, it wasn't a victory in the mid lane either, though, as you said, DY killed there. And I think Tim's got in on that, too. So he's going to get, he's got Soul Ring, he's got the boots. Oh, yeah, he got the kill as well. Excellent. Very good for your Shaker.
That was before Echo Slam also. Eurus now.
It's time. The Blur in action.
This is what you like to see.
And this is one thing about the Mag PA compared to the other combos that we probably don't talk about enough, is that, like, she can do the Ancients extremely early with no real concern, right? Sometimes you have a Jug, even with Healing Ward, he can't tank a stack like this. He might need, like, something beefier to do it. And Eurus, oh, those little guys, you gotta get the Prowlers, though. He doesn't want to leave it, because we'll all just heal back up.
Yeah, that's really frustrating. So he will get through all of them, though. It looks like here it does end up running away afterwards. Doesn't look like it's going to get the stack as Bounty Runes TNC so far go in their favor. Armel shows up also. And PA building on the lead that she has, but it's got to be said, she's not that far ahead of the Morph. Morph's had a very free game.
Yeah, she got shoved back to the jungle, and that didn't end up happening for Gabby. So her stacks are essentially just keeping her in line with Gabby. She should start to accelerate past him pretty soon, though. And we'll clear out the rest of the Ancient stack. And we didn't see TNC get that mobility into the Radiant Triangle. They've been able to protect this and keep those stacks very safe for Eurus. They don't have incredible heroes for contesting, especially because Armel went for the Veil and not the Atos. So it's pretty hard to just like go in there and start going for pickoffs.
Throw out the Maledict there, but Eurus not going to be under too much fire. Tim's gets sprouted, need to be careful. The TP rotation coming in from KP. Tim's fissure connects on the other side of it. Ori going to try and go for the toss away play as well as the kill. Not going to happen as Ori and Yang both go down. Vici overextending mid.
Yeah, heavy punish there for Vici. Like, sure, you're making some space, but probably a little bit too hard there. And Armel, he wants to give this Catapult a bit of time in the mid lane. He's just tanking the tower for a little bit and says, all right, that's enough. I can't do this for you any longer.
Same thing for up top with Gabby, though. They're going to pop the glyph here,
Oh,
keep
yeah,
the
there you
tower
go.
alive.
Kept the Catapult up.
So they're pressuring both of these tier 1 towers with the creep wave that's come in. Does look like the TP in from Ori might put the kibosh onto all of that as they pull this wave back the other direction. So it's kind of feeling a little bit strange as far as this game goes. Like TNC up 3,000 gold, but it doesn't really feel like either team wants to be that aggressive. Like, KP is the most aggressive hero in the game, but it's like waiting for Morph Shaker, waiting for PA Mag to come online. And besides that, everybody's just kind of chilling.
Yeah, they both have a specific timing, right? PA wants the probably Deso +1 item. Doesn't necessarily want to go for anything too crazy with Deso. Maybe a really quick smoke pickoff or something, but nothing very wild.
Yang just keeps coming back in for the punishment, and that's the TP away.
He is slowing down KP now. This is one of those questions you have with Timbersaw sometimes is, like, when do I move? Like,
Right.
should KP be pressuring this tier 2 tower, or should he be mid looking for this fight?
Oh, here comes out. Ori is there. Still the Death Ward going. Avalanche going to interrupt, and then the toss finds the kill onto Witch Doctor. While that's all happening, you've still got TNC out farming Vici Gaming.
Yeah, 3 cores farming at the moment. Gabby top. He had RML hitting some neutrals, and then, of course, KP very visibly underneath their tier 2 tower, still in the bottom lane. So as long as you only lose 1 support, that's probably still advantageous for TNC, as you said. But you don't really want to feed away too many of those.
I want to see what this Timber's building damage is at the end of the game, because he is just punching away here. And it kind of feels like he can keep doing this almost all game long. Like, I don't really know what you have on Vici Gaming's side, with the exception of Ori, that helps to solve this problem.
It's a bit tougher now because now there's going to be raw numbers. Like when you go into this mid-tier 1 and tier 2, there's just so many places to the TP that the cooldowns are super short. You just have like 2 heroes appear instantly, then you assume one's already there, so it can become a 3-on-1 in the blink of an eye. And even then, no matter how farmed you are on KP, that can turn into a bit of an issue. Wow, RML, the Veil and bots already. We've talked about PA and Magnus, but geez, he is very farmed as well. He's right up there with them.
They're owning. And it's looking so far quite good for TNC. The lead continues to grow, and every time KP comes to a lane, people just have to back off because it really doesn't feel like this PA wants to get involved anytime soon.
He's very good about keeping the stacks constantly maxed as well. They're smoking up top, though, going for the kill onto Gabby, and with the stun chained up there from the Inkswell. Great play with the blink reveal on Ori. They needed that desperately. By far the most important kill on the map for them to grab.
And, you know, that's one of the strengths of this lineup, is that you've got that Wrath of Nature as well that can help secure those kills. Deso now done for the PA. She is going to show up for a moment. PYW has the RP, pulls him back in. The skewer as well. Chakram pretty far away. The chains, it's going to be interrupted, but the fissure to interrupt the follow-up stunts. The silence out onto KP. And also we didn't really mention, but Grimstroke, very annoying for the Timbersaw to play against. But they won't be able to kill him.
That, after feeling very good before, that didn't feel that great. But they didn't have the Nature's Wrath, or the Wrath of Nature, I suppose. But not quite enough damage there to bring down KP.
Well, so Eurus farming up those Viper illusions. Gonna head push out top lane. And slowly and steadily, we're seeing TNC just give Vici Gaming a hug across the map, pressuring in where they're capable of going. PYW sees that room's gone. Fissure's going to connect. Interrupt. Witch Doctor ultimate. Not going to be able to do that much more. But KP's here too.
And RML was so committed to this passive game, going for the the Veil and the bots. Like, he has no plans on this like 3-man smoke that we always see from Vipers at 12 minutes, and they just run around Atos and kill someone. He's just like, yeah, I know what my Morph's doing. I know what my Timber's doing. I would like to do that too, please and thank you. And it's worked out fantastic for him so far. Like, he's 1-0-2, but he's got 150 last hits on a 151 on a Viper.
That's really good.
He's top of the charts.
He's been killing it. Another Toxin. It's a hell of a drug. Tim's has his Blink Dagger. I think that they're going to get that D ward most likely in the Radiant Ancient camp, as they did place down a sentry, but nobody's passed by it recently.
Good call by Tim's. Runs into a Grimstroke, and instead of trying to like calm him down, go for a kill, he says, you know what, there's probably more than just this guy here. And doesn't want to draw them into a fight right next to Gabby either. Not going to be worth it. Gabby now wandering around at a bit higher HP values than he was before that last gank. And, well, as I say that, he morphs all the way down. So that is because Ori's showing on a catapult bottom, though.
Okay.
So that's acceptable.
Understandable. So yeah, it's
oh, he's under a ward right now, though.
He's got to be careful, or he's not going to go
at
for
480 HP. Wow. I'm surprised. He very much respects Gabby. And instead, they're going to shadow the PA up top. They want to take this tower because their tower bottom is already gone. So they're just saying, like, there's nothing for Gabby to gain down there. Let's try and force this. They do reveal with the dagger. And KP says, all right, who's back here? Cuts the trees. Just starts chasing. And smoke gets popped on all 4.
That's pretty sick. He does need to be a little bit careful because his stacks are wearing off, but it doesn't look like Vici are going to try and go for anything. So his stacks are down, but KP not going to get punished at all by that one. Keeps the tower alive. Vici, every move they make is being thwarted so far.
And all they could do is like force this TP at the Timber and then try and say, okay, let's fight somewhere else.
Right.
We know he can't TP now. And by popping the smoke just like that, they weren't sure if they were under ward coverage or not in the mid lane, and well, KP just immediately makes his way back here anyway. So playing the Vanguard, as we like to have, where he just always puts himself between the enemy team and the more important cores on his team.
That's what you need to do with this hero.
And now he's just going bot. He's like, all right, I think they left, guys.
There's like nothing down here for TNC either. There's like all the towers are gone. They're just wanting to find some kills. They're bloodthirsty.
Vici aren't exactly sure what's going on. They did just scan the Roche pit. So a bit confused as to the whereabouts of some of these TNC heroes.
They're going to TP in with Yang, but immediately Armel shows himself in this lane, and now the push has stopped. You can't really do all that much here. TNC are giving them nothing. No tower. No objectives. Force step forward, though. They find themselves Yang. He's trying to get out of there. Just summon some trees while you get the amp damage out from the Timber.
Only makes it worse.
And now the Echo mid lane. Fissure also going to connect. The Maledict damage trying to TP away. That's not going to work, my dude, as he gets pummeled. TNC came to play on Grand Finals day.
BYW trying to find a way out of here.
What are you doing, my man? They take him down as well. Just one by one, they're running in and dying.
They need this BKB, and they need it now. TNC fully aware that Vici can't commit for a fight at this point. Everyone's just way too weak.
A setup, looking for it. Silence there, but the switch over, and Gabby's just away. They're not going to get him. The other thing to keep our eyes on, Morphling just got his Aghanim Scepter. He's about to get that level 15 talent. Obviously becomes all the more strong when he gets to the 18. You have that permanent uptime, but it's still scary. And you know, the other thing that's really scary about Enchant Totem, True Strike.
It's a really hard game for a PA. It's, again, it's all about the BKB. And yours is close. I mean, he's chucking daggers mid. He's doing whatever he can to get the gold onto his hero.
Oh, DY. They want to find him. Stun away, but the Fissure is out. And, well, DY is likely to go down here as he does not have a TP away. Man, it has just gone from bad to worse to terrible for Vici Gaming.
Look at that Radiant Triangle. You can see there's a Sentry blocking the Ancient spawn.
Ugh.
As Eurus is coming up trying to find some creeps. And they will get the bounties, though, and that must be getting close. And there it is. So the BKB is on its way. It is delivered, in fact, and now the Basher queued up next. So, VG, what do you do now? Do you stop the bleeding, or is there something else you need to wait for? They're very close to the Echo Saber on Ori. I would not mind waiting for that. And it looks like he's going to chuck it in mid, because he understands the importance of that there, too.
DD picked up for Gabby, though. The perfect timing for them. They've got Blink Echo back up in 20 seconds. Are they just going to run into the pit right now? Oh, that's kind of sneaky. I like that. Oh, nope. They're going to go for the fight. Armel brought down somewhat low. Fissure's going to come out. Already, the battle
BKB
is a-brewing and in some trouble. BKB not coming out yet from Eurus. He's going to pop it now. Tries to turn on to Tims, who is going to get brought down. Have they gone a bit too far on TNC? Not really too sure about that one as KP runs into that also, trying to find the secondary pickoff. Not bad. They also have Spirit Vessel. They just kill off the PA, though they don't have a chance. Meanwhile, the chase down coming from Gabby as he finds PYW, gets the ultra kill. PA was killing the supports. Gabby was killing the heroes, and now he's going for the big man, Mr. Roche. TNC are just destroying Vici.
And, well, if you'd like to see it again while they do Roche, we have that for you. As they try and go on Armel first, which makes sense, right? Because we know this Viper is so crucial for shutting down the PA. She comes down, she goes to the BKB, she immediately targets Tims. But maybe trying to think about like the Morph Shaker combo, right? But then Gabby just playing on the outskirts of the fight, jumping in, jumping out, and then Eurus is just on the run with the BKB. Goes back in for March, but now he's just evaporates.
Yeah, and that DD Morph lane, the timing of it to spawn right when they're going in, it didn't stand a chance.
Oh, this is one of the most like demotivated feelings in a game where you know you kind of have this window and everyone gets amped up and you're like ready to smoke and you just get blown up by the opposition, and it starts to feel a little bit hopeless here, especially with them of course clearing up that Aegis, putting it onto Gabby. So that's going to be another 4.5 minutes here where VG, if they want to fight, they're going to have to try and find someone like Armel off alone. But Armel, he's playing it safe. He's gone for a Ghost Scepter for himself. Potential E-Blade later, I'm sure, but for now he's just using it defensively to protect himself from the Phantom Assassin, make sure that he's always going to have that Nether Toxin to help with the break, and even thinking about an Aghanim Scepter to ensure that he's always going to have the Viper Strike too to truly ruin Eurus' time.
It's so much about that PA being able to stay on targets. If you've got that lockdown, you know, slow though it may be, through BKB, it is painful indeed. Okay.
Like, that was without Veil.
They found Armel. Guys, they're here. Do you want to party? Do you want to battle?
He's got Yules.
Yang? Ooh, just barely off the mark. And now they're kind of getting wrapped on, though. They need to be careful. Morphling is behind enemy lines. And he is already into the form of the
running
Earthshaker.
to the dire jungle for safety.
Oh, God. The chase forward. They just blow up Yang. And now looking for a bit more. BKB popped out there. Morphling is just going to enchant totem the other direction.
There's a dieback, right? So at least there's that.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like they can take a fight. I mean, this could potentially be kind of a moment again because the Earthshaker's gone, but at the same time, you know, you still got Aegis Morphling.
Yeah. If anything, it would maybe be a situation where you could try and use the RP to go for a kill onto Armel, but it's a Viper. He's so hard to bring down.
God. And they find Ori up on the high ground. Use the Adaptive Strike, not the Strength one. Okay.
Maybe he almost like lost vision or something there? I'm not sure. Like a tree regrew or something?
Very bizarre. Well, 24 minutes in. The head shake happens, but honestly, I think that they're still fine at this point. You can see that while Earthshaker's dead, even switching over into the Timber Saw, it's not like it's that bad of a look.
That's our new plan, is it?
Yeah, right? It's the next thing to be broken.
Well, Paparazzi / Eurus, he's got the plan. Ags, Rapier. We actually saw this several times. I think it was from a couple of the Chinese teams doing this build.
Yeah.
In games that weren't this desperate.
Oh no, the Fissure, they marked the spot! Double X's on him, oh God, try and run away. Where's this man gonna go?
Oh no, now the Viper.
The rest of them are coming in. Eurus just wants to live. He wants to be a hero, wants to be a player. The chase for okay.
Preemptive tip.
Leash there onto 2, maybe a little bit too cavalier with their movements. And Eurus able to escape.
Meanwhile, KP is messing around with Ori here under the tier 2 tower.
Now they find themselves another kill down on the south. Kills all over the freaking map. As now Ori's in trouble. They get him caught there with the enchant totem. Double kill for Gabby. This combo is too good. Witch Doctor ultimate on the other side. March just brazenly gonna beat down into Yang. Does he die in the fountain? Doesn't look like it. He's got all that regen coming in for him. Oh
Picks
man.
up the hood just in case.
Making me wondering if you even need to skip the Ags for the moment for that PA. Like, things are looking real rough. Oh God. Danger, danger. Chase down. PYW, Fissure. The enchant totem comes through afterwards, and Gabby is godlike. They just can't stop it. 11,000 lead, but they're already hitting forward onto these tier 3 towers. Vici Gaming can't believe it. They have only lost 3 games so far at this major before this series, and it's looking like they're well on their way to the 5th. As TNC just looked unstoppable.
Yeah, you gotta respect the team willing to go right back to this Morph Shaker after losing with it versus this very squad in rather dramatic fashion.
They learned from their mistakes, apparently, as TNC take the first lane of Rax. Ori not able to get in range for a toss back. And Vici just clutching at straws right now as they hope to find some footing.
Is the solution just win before Morph does anything anyway? Because that's a pretty good strategy.
Seems like it.
It seems to work really well when you just win the other 2 lanes.
I guess easier said than done. As, yeah, he's foregone the Hagnums. He's just like, guys, we just need this rapier. Get me online. Let me hit some heroes.
Well, the window is growing thinner and closing. In terms of his BKB, down to 7 seconds. And we have all discussed how that is the only way he can fight through this Viper. What can his team do to protect him? They can throw on these ink swells to try and stun around.
Oh, and it looked like they wanted to set up there with that ink swell, but not able to get in range quickly enough. And now Vici just need to evacuate it. Yeah, DY just gets demolished. The chase down, they got Eurus there, gonna try and BKB TP out. Do they have enough damage to burst through him in time? Not quite. If they had one more enchant totem there, they might have been able to, but PYW, he might not be so lucky. This Gabby is just demolishing faces. Devastating.
Well, can I just be speechless?
I think that's
part
the
of the
state
job,
that
are we
we're at.
good? It's just like, yay, rapier. Like when that's your game plan,
Right.
it's like, what has happened to VG today?
I don't know. They didn't eat their Wheaties, that's for sure. Yule Scepter lift up at the last second there as Yang is going to be abandoned by his team and killed off before he can get back to the fountain.
Well, let's discuss when VG has looked very strong.
Okay.
PYW, as you kind of pointed out at the start of this game, has been able to make very good plays. The guy's been super active, getting around the map, making clutch stuff happen for the squad. Can't really do that on position 4 mag.
No.
We got that. Can't really impact the laning stage on position 4 mag. Did a great job stacking. Thumbs up, gold star on that one. Yep. We got PA. The PA lane was relatively okay. Unfortunately, with the Timbersaw, she did get shoved into the jungle before the Morphling did, so they did lose out in terms of that trade.
Oh no. The ping.
Ori didn't have a great start.
No. It just has all felt like they've just been bewildered by this combination. And it's crazy because this is what they picked just the other day against them, and Vici looked like they had all the answers in the world. And this time around, they have just not been able to come up with anything. They look broken.
I feel like they've had a lot of Void and Night Stalker lately. Is that correct? Yeah, they've had a lot of Void and Night Stalker. And this game, we're just we're kind of on the no train on those guys, I believe. Both being banned in the first phase.
They're getting closer to Rapier, but it's just, it's feeling like a pipe dream. So they need an answer, and, well, Timbersaw comes in immediately, just bellowing into Yang, who does have the Yules yet again on KP, waiting for everybody to get there in time. March is there with the stun afterwards, and this one is feeling close to Dawn. Man, this is just, oh god, oh no, Gabby, they jump in, they find the stun yet again. They don't have an answer in the world with RP trying to save it. Can they turn it? Oh, Eurus, he wants to do it, and they make it happen. The BKB savior. Is it going to be enough though? He's broken, he's on nothing, and eventually he's going to be brought down. Gabby a bit too strong as they chase forward for a bit more. Gabby beyond godlike at this point, as even in the face of a miracle, he just laughs and turns back into Earthshaker. And KP there as well to hold his hand.
Oh man, imagine if Eurus didn't have like 15% HP when he started being able to right click there. But Tim's tried to bring him down right away, and you know, the damage was done at that point. He was getting so close to that rapier too.
God, imagine if he had it.
I think he's gonna get a rapier fight, guys.
Okay.
It looks like it's gonna happen at this rate.
Well, another Yule Scepter lift up, and it does look like TNC has something to say about that. He's just trying to TP out underneath his tier 4 towers. My man is struggling. As we are 31 minutes into this game, and it does not feel like KP cares about a damn thing. He is low on mana, but just punching treants.
Yeah, I can tell he's a little disappointed that he's playing a hero with no taunt, though. Because like,
That's
all
true.
of last game he taunted. He doesn't have enough hero voice lines either.
Oh, and Yang, he's also going to get gobbled down by Gabby, who is going to get tossed back into the fountain. The Skewer back doing everything and a bit more, but double health bars are a bit too strong. They're leashed, they're stunned, the Yule Scepter lift up, and then the easy peasy walk away. BKB to get back to your base. because that's the way this game has gone for Vici Gaming. My God.
I mean, it's kind of like crazy dives sometimes for TNC, but it always feels like there's some coverage behind them, right? Whether it's the Morphling Fishers or the Earthshaker Fishers, someone's always prepared to bail you out if you go a little bit too deep. And they only got a tier 3 and all that, I believe. So diving all the way to the fountain.
I mean, yeah, it's true. They didn't get that many more objectives, but they got a hell of a lot of kills. And PA,
Rapier.
like in the path. Let's see.
Just got to get herself over to the secret shop.
You know, the thing that's so weird about this, too, is, like, for TNC, all of their drafts where they open Earthshaker Morphling have been about how do we get to this point that they're at right now.
Oh, Yang's going to see you.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, Yang's just getting ahead. We're good, we're good.
Yang's on Steam. It's all good.
Yeah, we're fine, we're fine.
But the thing about it, that, to me, that just feels so nuts is this draft from Vici ensures that you're going to get there, right? Like, EA Magnus, you're just farming, which is exactly what TNC have been looking to do with their entire drafts. We'll have to see how it goes, but right now Eurus has the Rapier, not quite at that level 25 triple dagger talent. Let's see what they can do with it.
Just a little bit away. There's 3 levels. Oh, well, 3.1. And I'm giving them the there it is.
There it is. They got it. This is a 2700 crit. Now, if they have a way to take away all of the armor.
Better find out soon, because Gabby's in.
Oh, God. He's got E-Blade, too. The chase forward, the buybacks come out immediately. They need to make something happen with this Rapier. On the other side, KP is there. Eurus is on the trees, and, well, he does get the BKB off. Very important for him as he tries to get the walkaway, but he just can't fight. The skewer back in. It's not going to pull him into the fountain, and they blow up Eurus. Buyback comes out for Rapier on the deck. They got their eyes on the prize. Oh, Gabby's already got the ultra kill, and he wants that rampage. Give it to him as the chase down comes. No, that's going to be the Aegis down. Tim's also in a little bit of trouble as he's eventually going to die, but GG is called as TNC just destroyed Vici Gaming. What the hell happened? They forgot how to play Dota? What's going on?
I don't know. March is loving it. Oh, yeah. Drag it down.
You dare to give me more shaker? Do you see this water bottle?
Thirsty after such victory.
Unbelievable. That was a pose and a half. God damn.
Somebody tells me the crowd aren't really jamming out to that music because they rock it with a giant victory for TNC.
Oh.
The hometown heroes, Vici Gaming, they're trying to get the most emotional and dramatic storyline possible for their fans by going down 2-0 here in the grand final of the hometown major.
That's what it is. You got to think with the big brain.
They love selling the seats.
Got to stay on for longer. Man, I don't know what the hell happened, man. You know who might know?
Who?
Let's go back to the panel.
Morphling Earthshaker. Well, that's all I got. Oh, hey there, Odie Pixel. Hey there, Cap. Yeah, we just saw this game, and, well, it wasn't just those 2 heroes, obviously, but, well, you open up with those heroes, you show that you can beat earlier, and yes, indeed, Fogged was wrong, apparently.
Fogged was wrong. Apparently, Magnus C tier.
Bad.
I mean, Vici Gaming, maybe they're just making it hard for themselves, you know? They're here in a grand finals, and they thought to themselves, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go down 0-2 against TNC by picking a C-tier hero.
Yeah.
You know?
And they did.
Jeez.
And yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just straight up feels like we're in Vici Gaming's house, right? We're in China, and TNC just comes in, and they
got a big house. Whoa!
They just smashed the house.
Damn.
TNC is they're just in there.
Thank you, Grant. I needed a little bit
You're
of that.
welcome.
That was like the house was Eurus's PA and your fist was,
Was
Gabby's
the-
morph. You know?
Bop.
Goodbye.
No, but really, both these games, let's just say it, they've been very one-sided from like the 5-minute mark on. You see this laning phase, Vici's like, okay, they get a little bit from these lanes, but I mean, not Yang. This game didn't get anything, first off. So let's talk about that. Off-lane Nature's Prophet. A reason we're not seeing it?
No. I mean, you know that Bulldog was sort of sat at home watching that game and goes, see, Billy, this is why you don't play offlane Nature's Prophet. You know, Billy learned a good lesson today. Yeah, it wasn't a great game from Yang. But as I say, I think that's down to the pick. You don't pick offlane Nature's Prophet. Sure, we saw what could maybe have been the thought process. They were like, well, we picked this Prophet. It's going to be able to skip waves, push objectives. Neither of those really happened because the hero kind of just falls over from sort of the lane to the end of the game. It doesn't threaten any of the 3 cores that you have on the side of TNC. And then it just gets to this point in the match when you're like, oh, hang on, I'm a core prophet against like a shaker and a second shaker.
And
you know,
Timbersaw.
you don't want to play prophet against one shaker. You definitely don't want to play prophet against 2 earth shakers that are catching you out from a mile off. And as the game went on, just blowing you up in one simple touch from the magical hands of the Waterman.
I don't mind the idea though. I think like PA Morphling is not a bad idea against the Morphling, right?
Okay.
Everything between like being able to have the gap close, you're an Abyssal Buyer, you have this heavy amount of burst damage that can really expose a Morphling pickup. Nature's Prophet was supposed to be able to buy time. For me, what I thought was like really the game-winning pick was the Timbersaw. Right?
Yeah.
I felt like
Fourth
the
pick, right, I
Timbersaw,
believe.
you already knew, it was 4th pickup, 8th pick, right? They already knew both the safe lane as well as the off lane.
Yeah.
They knew one of the supports. Actually, they knew both supports. Grimshark's good
that
versus Timbersaw, but you know you're fine if your match. If the other 3 heroes are good, it's a good Timbersaw game,
One
right?
support
And
time,
as a result, he creates so much space. He's able to just bang on that tower. Tiny's forced to come down to bottom lane. Even when he dies, right, it doesn't really matter too much because the amount of time and space that he's created just makes it so that Vici Gaming, they needed a really fast Spirit Vessel out of Yang to be able to like shut down this Timbersaw a little bit easier. And then in turn, right, they wouldn't be losing their tier 2. Then they would be able to apply pressure elsewhere. Just, you know. And then I think that the Viper was actually a very solid pickup
Viper
as well.
was an amazing pick, yeah.
Right, as long as you're able to like force out the PA
Yeah.
to use his BKB early in fights, Morphling is then a lot more free to do whatever he needs to do because he's got this enchant totem that he can swing through that evasion that the PA has. And especially if she's using her BKB to be able to jump onto somebody else, then great. The Morphling feels fantastic because as soon as the BKB is gone, this PA's done.
The fight, yeah.
Right?
she's-
The
And
fight's
that's
just kind of
useless.
over.
That's what happened
She's
that whole game, right? We saw
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
BKBs used to kill a support, and then you're just running.
No, it's the way that they pick that Viper, you pick it in the situation where you don't know the enemy mid as well because it doesn't really matter. And I'm very happy to sort of TNC showcase how much power the Viper still has like this because I think a lot of other teams in this tournament would be very quick to sort of write off Viper, be like, no, it's a terrible hero, doesn't fit into place. But games like this, when their heroes so reliant on their passive abilities, it messes up the whole game for them. You saw, sure, for the most of this match, even though Vici were behind, there was a lot of farm on the PA. Like, the Eurus had good farm because he had the Empower, but it just didn't matter. It was impossible for Eurus to sort of take fights on his own accord. He was popping the BKBs to either kill like a support, like trying to kill Tims, or just popping the BKBs to run away from the advances of heroes like KP. It just makes the game, honestly, it feel impossible for the PA to play. I mean, and this whole match as well, we saw, 5 minutes in, Gabby was already top net worth. His lane didn't get pressured because they had this very awkward off-lane Nature's Prophet that was unable to do much against Gabby because Gabby had that solid support for himself in lane by his side, just keeping him safe. It was an easy shake and morph game, and it was what we thought we may see coming into this series, right? We knew that TNC versus
Might
VG,
pull it out,
they couldn't pull it off yesterday. And then, as Cap said, they tried it this morning. They dominated with it because they believed in it. They knew that they could come in doing, improving on what they'd learned from the previous series yesterday against Vici Gaming. And, here we have it. That's the scary thing about TNC. That their brilliance with the drafts is they'll always improve. If there was something wrong with it, they know what's wrong with it. They'll make the changes and they'll get the very easy wins now. 2-0, and both of these games haven't even been close.
One more short note would be that I think that Armel may have overplayed both of his matchups in mid so far. Yeah. I don't really know how the Viper Tiny matchup is supposed to go. Fogden and I were kind of talking about maybe Tiny's supposed to have a little bit better CS than he did, but I think Armel maybe overplayed that a bit. But very important that he doesn't lose these sort of matchups and he is able to pressure Ori a lot better because they needed that Tiny to be able to come online very quickly. He had so much he needed to do in that game, right? And especially going into this, like, you already feel like you're on a timer against Earthshaker Morph. You're matched into a Viper as well. You probably don't feel great about going on him in general. Don't know how you feel about the matchup. You've got a Timbersaw you have to deal with who's eventually going to get too tanky for you. There was just so much pressure on Ori to come online and create space for them, and it just never really happened.
No, makes a lot of sense. That is the end of game number 2. TNC already up 2-0. Will this be the last game of the first major? Can TNC do? Or will Vici Gaming turn it around in game number 3? We'll see you soon. A 2-0 is what we stand out right now. TNC could close out this first major in this game. Or will Vici? Can they just, you know, reel it back in and maybe do the reverse sweep? I'm joined by Odie, Pixel, and Cap, and we already have a draft ahead of us, lads.
Let's go.
This could be the very last game, and I mean, for me, I'm very surprised, because I thought, honestly, even Vici was almost a full step above TNC, and now they're kind of eating that humble pie right now as it's 2-0.
Yeah, effectively, the overall matchup is 2-2, right?
Yeah?
If you want to think about what the upper bracket include, but Vici Gaming has seemed to be put into a very awkward position in the draft. Now they're just going to go through. I was thinking maybe they would leave out the Mirana again and just not pick up the Omni Knight, but they actually banned the OD. It's TNC who are going to ban the Mirana.
They banned the two big fours that a little bit of arguments from. They just don't want Vici to have those kind of roaming farming core or fours, sorry.
Yeah. I like it because there was
Randy or
absolutely the chance that TNC would have just shaken morphed again. The way they were able to showcase it last game.
You
know,
can't go out of a tournament to that. You
No,
just like
not
that.
2 games in a row.
At that point, it's kind of
No.
unacceptable
Yeah.
if you do.
This is kind of the way that originally I thought TNC would beat Vici Gaming, is hitting them with different strategies. And look what Vici Gaming's been forced to do. They're saying, okay, you're not going to do the Naga Siren against us. You're not going to do that OD that won game 1, and you're not going to get Earthshaker Morphling. Do you have a 4 strat that can beat us? And I think TNC does. At least somewhere in this best of 5, right?
Yeah.
In the next 3 games, I think they're going to be able to come up with something.
There's a
but
Veno in there somewhere, right?
yeah, there's still maybe a Veno pickup. They don't actually. They gave them. I thought they were going to ban the Night Stalker, give them Void, and say, hey, we've got the Venomancer against it. But they give them the Night Stalker and Coddles out in the pool too. So
you
this
almost
time,
feel like you have to take that Coddle here. Right
I
now.
mean, we've seen plenty of teams give up
Tried
the
to, yeah.
Coddle to the Night Stalker, and
Ooh.
only some of them
think you
have
wanna
been successful at it.
Yeah, surely you take it. Something like Cottle and a carry that does well against Nightstalker, like Cottle CK.
Coddle CK, yeah.
Even with someone as strong as Gab, even like Cottle Lifesteal, I wouldn't even be bothered to pick that early.
Chen
Oh,
out, Chen
okay,
out.
well,
Oh,
There is
God.
you said they got like 4
Right.
strats, Cap. This is strat number 3 that we've already seen from them. Chen out. You know the win condition, and you got a good 5.
I mean, they banned the Mirana too, so it makes the Chen even stronger. They
Whoa.
picked Timber. Okay. That's a nice little swerve. They don't need the Coddle so much. They need to address this Alchemist as soon as possible. So, Ancient Apparition, Timber Saw, those kind of heroes.
And they are good versus Alc, but give me, what's the downside to drafting 2 cores in the first phase? Like, there's definitely a downside, right?
You know what your side lanes are.
Yeah.
Like, almost straight up. Maybe they can run Ori mid Night Stalker. Was it Vici Gaming who did that?
I believe
early
there's
on in the tournament?
I think they've ran the Timber and the Night Stalker mid
Vici
actually.
just can
Yeah,
run
they definitely
Night Stalker
run
every
Night Stalker.
single, every one of the 3 lanes. Yeah, they can.
So that is one of the downsides, is that you know at least one of your side lanes, so it's probably going to be the Timber Saw matched up into the Alk lane.
And it is 2
they
melee.
can do safe lane Night Stalker.
And there goes the Shadow Demon, a hero we were actually discussing a little bit ago. Looked like a tier 1 support, almost up there with the Chen and Keeper of the Light during group stage, and then it just kind of fell off during the main stage.
Yeah, he was seeing a decent amount at the summit as well. It kind of ended up falling off later on to the tournament as well, just like here at the major.
I mean, it's a good save. You got nice burst, right? A lot of people pick him for that burst, but there's some stuff. Whoa! Having a good time.
Having a good time.
Good time with your friends.
Yeah.
Going to Dota events is just a good time. You know,
It
you
is a
go,
good
you hang
time.
out, and you get to watch Dota. You already do that at home, but you're actually with real life people. Makes it even better for most people.
Not as comfortable, but
Well, I can't believe they own Night Stalker Timber, just straight up 2 cores. They really, and it is, right? We talked about that is the win condition is Alchemist, so you should look to shut him down.
so you ban away the Ancient Apparition. Surely you're gonna ban away the Coddle too, right?
Well, I feel like because Cottle's so good with Timber and Night Stalker, right? It's
Oh,
two
yeah.
Yeah.
amazing
Double
pairing.
Whirling Death.
double
Against-
burst.
yeah.
Like, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Obviously, Vici has the next ban. See what they want to take out first.
You might be afraid of
He's
like
pointing
the
at
Omni
you.
Knight pairs really well with the Chen and the Alchemist.
Yeah.
It shortens the duration on Whirling Death,
Oh.
which is, yeah.
A lot of love in the crowd. I like
Yeah.
it.
There is.
Yeah.
Then March, we saw him with that stoic pose with the water after last game. Do you guys drink? I did notice he did the thing where it looks like he was gonna take a big gulp of water, but like he barely sipped it. You know what I mean?
No, I
You
think
guys didn't notice that?
No.
Okay.
That's
No,
very,
me,
obs-
like,
very, very
he
He did
observant
the
of
thing
you,
where the
Grant.
bottle's like just flat instead of like at an angle. I don't know. You know, I'll talk to Mark.
Maybe he was
about
putting
it,
So
but-
what
water
you're
into the
saying? He
bottle.
tipped
Yeah.
it all the way up.
No, he did.
But he only
left it sideways
Oh.
instead of like actually drink it. But it looked like he was doing it real stoically, and I'm like,
What's he got here?
no.
China, Dota. I
Number
believe
one?
that translates as a megalol.
number one.
Omega.
Yeah.
Just the one
What?
Southeast Asian
Fan
fan in the
just has the
Chinese
sign.
crowd.
And it's going to be an Omni ban, so that hero, it seems, it's funny, Omni was probably the least of those three dispelling offlaners with ABBA and LC in the group stage, and now Omni's the most coveted out of all of them. And it just goes to show, even with this meta and patch lasting so long, stuff changes all the time when ideas change. They banned Slark.
Oh.
Yeah, that's another one of those matchups against Alk that can be really bad.
Don't want to get out carried here.
So can you fit in a break mechanic?
On TNC?
Yeah. I'm really worried about, like, I really want them to shut down this Timbersaw somehow, but with the Chen pickup already, it feels really awkward because Chen is quite bad at dealing with Timbersaw because
doesn't
he
do
brings
anything.
creeps to right-click you, and that's Timbersaw's like, oh, yeah. Love is
There's
in
a
the air
lot
in
here,
Chengdu,
is.
man.
Love?
That's
I
a
thought he
ma-
was strangling
Well,
him.
well,
What?
Well, you know, people have
You
their,
know, you say
people,
love.
people have their fetishes,
Ken, you're
Grant, you know.
a freak. Cap's a freak, apparently.
What can I say, Grant? I like it rough.
Oh,
There we go.
So
Now
much
that's
love.
in the area.
I love it.
It wasn't reciprocal, though.
Ooh, we see. TNC, they're like one game off. We could already be going to TI. We just got to win this one game.
Yeah, okay. There's a decent answer to Timbersaw.
And yeah, Leshrac, a hero that a lot of us think is very, very strong. We just haven't been seeing much. It's been getting, like second phase banned a lot. Mickey was one of the biggest players of it, obviously out of the tournament already. Why do you like it versus Timbersaw? Just the heavy magic?
Yeah, just like this really heavy magic damage. That, like, Timbersaw is one of those heroes that just slowly does damage over time, and he uses his tankiness to dole it out. But you've got a hero that actually matches and exceeds him when it comes to that damage over time. Coddle, and I think I would actually like to see Nyx maybe for Vici Gaming, because I think it's also good versus Alchemist.
I mean,
Because he gets his Radiance right, and you just can't control that damage.
and the spray as well,
The
and
spray as well.
the Edict Pulse Nova.
Yeah.
You're right, very good for both those cores.
Legion Commander is going to be able to set up the Leshrac for a lot of success. They probably wanted some sort of save mechanism for the Alchemist.
I mean, this is. Do you think this is more leaning towards a 4 Leshrac now, or is it still? Do you think it could be middle?
Oh, well, Vici Gaming has to show first, so I think they've got that opportunity.
The whole.
They can do, they could do safe lane Leshrac and mid Alch, or vice versa. They can do 4 Leshrac with the
last
Legion
pick.
Commander. Yeah, they've got options.
We'll see Vici game, and every second matters here. It's been a rough 2 games. Let's say
No, I
Vici
mean,
games look great. But
I've
it's been rough.
definitely got to say that overall, that this draft, it looks like a massive improvement
You like it?
compared to
Okay.
game 1 and game 2. I think you look at game 1 and game 2's draft, and you say these are very hard games for Vici Gaming. This time, they've got 3
Yeah,
according to your
okay.
tier list of 3 S tier heroes. You're going to feel pretty solid with that.
Yeah.
A Timbersaw that's going to be up against 2 strength heroes, doesn't care about the Chen. So Vici Gaming, this game 3 draft is already so much better than what we've seen from them in the previous 2 games.
So Night Stalker doesn't actually have the best catch in the world. That's why he usually goes his Blink Dagger. He's got this nice slow, but it's not amazing. And Coddle's pretty good with his Will-O-Wisp, but I think he wanted more catch. For me, I was thinking Disruptor from a support position, and then Kunkka from a core position, right? Because Kunkka is just one of those classic heroes.
Good hero.
Plus, he's going to be able to give you like this Coco's Rum, which will help against that damage over time from the Leshrac, which I think is quite nice.
And it just gives you a nice team fight, right? Because you were kind of lacking it a little. Obviously, Timber's not like, I'm going to go in there control a team fight. But with a Night Stalker Kunkka, you just kind of control an area now.
Yeah, TNC wants to be able to dance around you a lot.
Yeah. And they make you fight together.
Vici Gaming, they were in a position where they had to be able to dance around the Timbersaw last game and get this PA mag more and more farmed. This time around, they're saying, TNC, you're going to have to do that. We're going to have like a bunch of catch because we know Timbersaw and Nightstalker are going to overwhelm you. You won't be able to fight back in a lot of early engagements in the first 20 minutes.
They been out the Shadow Shaman from TNC. Don't want that. Obviously, strong 4 position in lane, and it can just clear waves, push towers. Not a bad team fighter. Get rid of it, because as we've been seeing this more and more, right? Teams just don't really care about tower hitters anymore. I mean, obviously TNC has a decent one, but on this side of Vici Gaming, they got nothing that can hit a tower, really. You're just going to win a team fight and slowly push towers.
So they're like those range heroes that are good against melee, like your Razors and Vipers and, Huskars, yeah.
Just ban it out. We've seen it before. Obviously, they don't have the TA, but you're like, we don't. I mean, all 3 of their cores are melee. Husker, pretty decent against them, in lane especially.
So 4 positions.
Pango. Whoa. So no disable, but you have Kunkka Coddle. I don't know. Very greedy.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's not like the best roamer in the world.
Whoa.
That's a D-tier.
Whoa, Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Us into the game.
That was almost an F-tier hero.
That was, I thought.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, what I really like about Vici Gaming's lineup is that they can run this so many different ways. It's going to be mid Kunkka. It's going to be safe lane Nightstalker. They're going to run the this Ursa into the Timbersaw lane.
I like that.
That's just one of the go-to counters you've had for a really long time.
Dude, Ursa, I can't believe we're seeing it.
I think you're okay as Legion Commander in the Nightstalker matchup. Like, Nightstalker during the first 5 minutes is kind of weak anyway, so you're good with that. And then the mid matchup, Armel versus Ori. Again, Alk versus Kunkka. Armel at some point is just going to screw off to the jungle and, start farming up. And Tims will replace him at some point in the mid lane as a Leshrac.
All right, who are you guys feeling?
I liked Vici Gaming's lineup a lot. I thought their team fight was fine. For me, Pango adds a lot more team fight with his Rolling Thunder. I thought that part of the game was fine. I wanted just a bit more catch. So I'm not sure about that Pango last pick.
You think it's a 3-0 then, Cap? You calling it?
I don't know, dude. It's so hard to bet against an Alk lineup. And they have an Alk lineup with, at least 1 lane winning. And it's really important. You have to win at least one of your lanes with these Alk lineups. You need one of your cores to go off. I don't think KP is going to have a bad game either, right? I think both of your side lanes are going to do well.
Okay, I just need to hear it from you guys right now. Only the names of the teams.
Vici Gaming. I don't want to see a 3-0. Let's go Vici.
That's not the name
Come
of
on.
the team, but yes.
TNC, Vici Gaming can't hit towers, take objectives. Game's going to go on, Alk's going to get big.
Okay, we hear it here. It sounds like these two over here think it could be a 3-0 for TNC. Do our 2 casters feel the same exact way? It's going to be Lyrical and Trent.
Thank you so much, Grant. Holy moly, Trent, there's an Ursa. The big bad bear is finally here. Unfortunately, he's very bad.
F-tier,
Really
they
bad.
say. It looks like a great Ursa game to me. He can hit the Will-O-Wisp really
He's got
fast. Oh,
symbols.
yes, I've prayed for this
Look
day.
at him go.
Oh, this is the greatest taunt in Dota.
Oh,
And
Gabby.
he's been so dead since it got introduced in the Battle Pass. Oh, it's so obnoxious.
Can I tell you something real
we
quickly?
just need Cowboy Ursa with this thing.
I tried to. Ursa was one of my jungle quests. It took me 15 games of turbo to win as Ursa. Now that could say something about me, but it also says something about this hero.
I think that's just you, dog.
That
Isn't
it
this
could
your,
just be
good
me.
in Turbo?
It would be normally,
He seems
but
like he kind of fit the bill in that mode.
I will say that I'm very bad, but Ursa is not a great hero. The
15?
plus side. The plus side.
Good God, I don't think it's going to take VG 15 games to win one.
I was very committed to getting that set, but it's really good against the Timbersaw here. I feel like Ursa is a pretty solid hero, and Pango also needs to be careful about where he swashbuckles around, and Gabby's just being a nuisance. He's playing his symbols.
I think the taunt adds a lot to the mental game. He doesn't end up getting it, but yeah, you're not trading, dog. I got an Orb of Venom, you got an Orb of Venom. Do you want to try and use your Orb of Venom right now? Does that sound like a good idea to you, PYW? I don't think so.
Oh my god, Gabby, this is amazing. I love this. Dota's a great game. Your taunt's not as
Taunt
good.
on action. Yeah, your taunt's old news, dude. This thing's the fresh new kid taunt.
Gabby
All
has
right.
taken his hands off the keyboard. He is just A-clicking on PYW.
Are there any other interesting lanes? No, we don't care. Coddle Night Stalker. Wow. You know, the panel's going for the Alk draft. I mean, come on. It's Coddle Night Stalker. That's pretty broken, too, right? If this Night Stalker's off to a good start, he has other heroes that play at that similar tempo. But I think Kat made an excellent point in the previous game when we talked about like giving Timbersaw a good lane. Very important. I'm not so sure Timbersaw has a great lane here.
No.
I feel like Timbersaw needs a Chen or something to help out his regen here because going 1v1 into an Ursa, not going to feel great. PYW is pulling the lane back, and hopefully he's going to give some of that over to Yang.
It's got to be one of the more frustrating lanes to play against. His battle going on. Ori. Woo! My man. He ends up getting out of there just barely. That was very close to death, but Ori's very good at math. He does the numbers.
Yeah, 3 armor to work with in the old acid spray, so it does help out for the damage. But he gets a tower shot there too. Back to the tower, the safety.
Gotta bring yourself another salve. Yeah, it's coming on the courier right now. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to watch, but like this and Monkey King, one of the more frustrating ones to play against. I thought that they were gonna bring the Coddle down bottom so we could get some of the double whirling death plays, but you can see already that it's just more along the lines of get the pull from the get the pull on the other side from the Pango, and then get whatever last that you can behind the tower.
Well, the problem is that Night Stalker for the first 5 minutes is pretty much a creep, as Ori will not be able to finish out the kill there. So he does need some assistance in the lane. He can't be left to his own devices versus Legion Commander, or things will probably get very ugly for Eurus.
Right.
And one problem that you have,
Oh my god,
Man.
Yang just gets ran down by Gabby. That's first blood.
gives him the tip. March saying, I can make anything work, and then he's going to SD to the tower because he bought out, gets his boots, has everything ready, has a windlace, and he's going to TP back in time for this tower. So perfectly done there from Gabby.
Can I just say that I love how you've incorporated melee terms into Dota, SD to the tower? That's great.
I didn't even. My bad.
No, it's great. I love it. It's perfect. Uh-oh. They're keeping the pressure on here. KP will not stop the push and pressure onto Night Stalker. And oftentimes in these games that we've seen between these two squads, it feels like the team that's just coming out ahead in the early goings is the one that runs away with it. Do you think that's a similar thing here in this game?
It looks that way with the heroes we have. Like, the most important thing is that Vici has to come out like with either the Night Stalker or the Timber having a good lane. Like, Kunkka's going to be fine. He's going to be whatever, but he needs a friend that can roam around the map with them to throw boats and try and get kills. And it can be either of these two heroes. He just needs one of them to have some success. But I'm worried about this top lane. It's starting out okay. Like, he's 12-0 in the Night Stalker, but UI, like, can't do anything. I played this earlier. It's like Leshrac versus Coddle. And the Lesh he just stands there. He has so much solo damage on you with the Edict that you can't run into him at all or you just die. It's very irritating.
A really tough matchup there to get any type of zoning out.
Like,
March.
he can't even pull. He's just stuck. And now,
my God.
Tim's is just working him. And now he forces an Edict out, and yours is like, oh, okay, thanks. So now I have to tank this whole thing. At least Tim's not able to connect on the stun.
Now they're going to be bullied around up there, it looks like. We did see March get at least the range creep pulled off the other direction, as Gabby is just going to try and pummel into Yang to the best of his abilities there. He's going to need to keep those stacks up if he wants to be defensive. And Alchemist, top CS. This is a dangerous thing. We've seen it before, particularly when you have that Chen on your team. And Tim's is just going to bully back DY yet again.
And all this talk of DY being level 1, but guess who else is level 1? It's PYW. Both their supports currently have almost no XP. DY at least is almost level 2. PYW, it's by choice. He's trying to give as much as he can early to Yang.
X, chase forward. They got a TP in coming in from PYW, but did not have Swashbuckle, and that just means that he's going to soak some experience. In the meantime, Yang, getting level 4, feels a little bit more comfortable now against the Ursa. And with the stacks up there, he can stay in this lane.
Gabby getting a little low here.
Has to be careful.
Yeah, there's 3 mangoes there. So Yang, you know, he's got some decisions to make here. He goes in for it.
Oh, almost able to get him, but not quite. Need another swipe.
That's only 1 mango, though. And PYW's going to get both the bounties. So that is a nice win for Vici, forcing the Ursa all the way back home.
On to KP as he is going to try and run away from here. Vici getting those 3 runes, and KP looking like he is going to be giving up his life to Eurus. As the punch comes through, the Night Stalker claims his prize.
A huge minute right there for Vici as long as Yang gets out, and he should be fine. So they just got a lot done. Forced the Ursa all the way home. Unfortunately, it's versus the Chen, but at least he can't like TP in for a dive or something on another lane,
Right.
which Ursas can sometimes take advantage of. And still has, actually he used all his mangoes, but he does have Arcane Boots now, finished up on Yang. The problem, probably PYW has to figure out exactly what he's going to do. A Radiant Scan spots that PYW is in here. And he's going to be spotted holding Observer Ward, but Tims will stop him from placing it more than likely.
Yeah. Also trying to interrupt some stacks, it looks like there.
Yeah.
As that will not succeed. DD up top, going to be left behind for Armel to help out his laning a little bit as they want to retreat back to take those stacks. And you already know that's where PYW is going to be. He places the ward on the other direction. So right now, Tims is underneath it. We'll see if they're able to suss out where that one was placed.
Yeah, that's a nice spot to go because it doesn't get spotted by the Cliff Sentry ward.
Well, meantime, KP still able to stay in this lane, and Alchemist continuing to sit top of the net worth as PYW trying to interrupt, but the punches coming in with the DD actually forces him all the way out.
Gets the slow.
Dude. It's a dangerous game to be playing, trying to mess with that Alk, the DD rune. So 6.5 minutes in, a little bit of a gold lead here for TNC. What you would expect with the Alk lineup. We'll see if they can continue that pressure as Tim's just going to be granted the mid lane for a little while. Armel back to the jungle.
Great job from Vici, though. You can see Mars just missed the stack. There's a ward blocking in the bottom part of the jungle, and they stopped a couple of stacks already before, so they are trying to slow down this out, kind of how TNC has been playing, right, in terms of these like mag lineups, trying to keep them slowed down as well. So big nuisances, but it does come at a cost in terms of the XP. I'm guessing the advantage probably, yeah, it's only about 750 if you're TNC, so nothing too crazy.
A little bit of a lead for the moment. See if they can keep that up. Gabby, so far, was forced back that one time by Yang and needs to be careful here because Chakram can very quickly eat through the bear. As PYW, again, just sitting there farming, soaking the experience away from wherever he can. But it's still Alchemist getting pretty much everything that he wants. You see that Hurl Boulder come out from the Chen creep. Forcing back Eurus.
Yeah, and that bottom matchup does start to turn a little bit. Like one rotation, yeah, Gabby just runs in mid. Not prepared for the sudden bear attack.
Yeah, man, this is a problem. He's still just level 3, and he just got level 3 on that Pango. His top lane, they're going to use the boat to try and bring down KP, who is going to eat the brunt of that gank.
I love what Gabby did there, though, right? Because like he's not sure where PYW is playing, maybe. Then he sees them in mid. So because like he doesn't want a single rotation to come down, he gets chakrammed once and he just dies to Timber +1. So he says, you know, I can probably get a free kill mid. I don't really want to be tangling up with this Timber as he decides to. He has the ulti.
Danger, turns to fight, wants to do it, but that ulti wearing off. He has to be careful about Yang jumping back in, trying to pull the creep wave away. And Yang's going in after him. Chakra, dodge off the mark. Are they going to be able to get him the duel? It comes out at the last second, and they find that finished. Sick play from KP and Gabby.
That's like, you think you're calling his bluff? It's like, oh, that's Ursa. Come on, there's no way. I got a free kill here. He looks so low, and then after being so close, he now gets pulled in up top.
They're going after him. PYW again in some trouble, still just level 3.
He's on the cliff.
He gets up there to the high ground, tries to get the blinding light pushed
He
away.
gets the D-ward.
Possibly going to make it work. All right, March is just going to die. PYW can come down when he sees fit.
Well, in 4 seconds.
Yeah, there you go. And he's down. Maybe. Maybe he just wants to be a, cliff hero. I don't know.
Well, I would say moving into the Radiant Triangle before 10 minutes is a pretty good start so far for Vici Gaming. Just a 1K lead for an Alchemist team. The Alch, he's ahead, about 800 gold. He's also got double bracer and 2,000 gold, so Armel's not exactly skimping here on the build, not just like flat out rushing because of the lack of kill threat he's had on him.
Duel comes in again, and with Gabby in the area, that is a nice dual partner. Kills him off. Yang looking for a follow-up, but Tim's is already there and steals away the bounty room. Very important against these AUK lineups to try and come and contest those whenever possible.
Yeah, it's a very back-and-forth game right now, too, where TNC are just trying to spot where that pressure is succeeding for Vici and then try and mirror it on the opposite side of the map and to secure some early dual kills here for KP.
Eurus knows about this. He passed by a ward there. And with the blind light pushback, Gabby is going to stop the charge forward. So the other thing to think about and what this Ursa gives you besides just that nice beginning to the laning stage is the Roshan ability for them, if they can manage to win a fight.
Yeah, always an important thing that you're trying to play off when it comes to that hero. As Tim's, whoa. Hi, guys. How you doing?
And a bit deep there. And
He
it's
buys
been
out.
dropped. Okay.
All right, Bolt. I'm not sure where he thought they were.
I will say that every single one of those boats that I'm seeing, though, is not one on the Alchemist. Alk hasn't really been affected yet as
All right.
they get some pressure up there.
We're
but-
going back to game one. They're smoking now with the Will-O-Wisp, and Ori has no boat.
Oh my god, they do the same
And they're
thing
coming
again.
near a shrine, too.
March, he's up front and center. They're going to run into some creeps, and March realizes it, heads away, but the X is going to be there, and the Chen is going to have to give up his life. Save the creeps at the very least. Rolling Thunder coming through. And it does not feel like anybody from TNC wants to stop this. Yeah, they just leave. KP's tracking the creep wave again. It's like his ABBA play all over again.
Well, meanwhile, Armel happy with his own creeps just off to the side there. Yang going to come on through.
We'll pick up a couple of them with that acid spray down as Gabby and Tim start to pressure this tower. Leshrak already 3 points up in that edict. But as the movement comes now, DY turned around upon. They got the sleep, in some trouble. Gabby pulled back in. Torrent connects, and poor old Gabby is looking at the lights, but eventually going to die.
Trying to use the maximum aggression of the Ursa to secure this space, but that's going to give up a kill streak now to Ori, who's already having a very good game, second only to the Alchemist this game, and also very close to Eurus, who's closing in on the Agnes. He's just a component and a bit away here from finishing that up here. Should probably be done by the 16 to 18 minute mark.
So what does this game look like to you once that Aghanim's comes online? It's probably going to be a similar timing for when this AUK Radiance is done. Do you think that you want to try and get aggro? Is it too scary
I
fighting
think
into the Radiance?
you just kill everyone else.
Okay, got it.
I mean, yeah, if you can get a good jump onto the AUK, that'd be good, but they don't really have good saving heroes with the AUK at the very least. Sure, they have like the Chen heal, but there's no like, there's no big like Heavenly Grace. Maybe, I guess you do have to worry about the purification, or rather the press the attack.
Yeah. Ursa is going to be X, pulled back in again. Does have the Enrage to try and turn, see if he can find that kill onto PYW. Would love to get it and just able to bring him down. Space created and he gets a kill. TNC still making some moves.
I mean, you're like the second highest hero on your team, though.
It's
you can't
true.
just be trading for these like level 6 supports at 14 minutes.
That's fair.
I think Gabby's just going a little bit too hard. You're right, he is like making rotations happen that, again, it's another boat, not on Alchemist, who is still deathless, so there is something to be said for that, because now he's done the Radiance recipe.
And continuing to accentuate that lead. It feels like right now it's almost everything for that AUK, but
The reason why like I kind of see okay fights coming the way of Vici is that although they have a save and press the attack, it's not really the right kind of save for this game, because even if you press the attack, someone is like in a shock room, they're still just stuck.
yeah.
Right? In the Kunkka combo, maybe you can get it like the perfect moment it's going to wind up working, but that seems pretty unlikely too, right? You might have to wait till post-boat, and then there's going to be all the other follow-up stuns anyway.
Danger, danger. He doesn't have his ulti. Armel in some trouble, and they got the Will-O-Wisp afterwards as the big old jump comes through. Eurus finds that kill, and March also going to be going down.
And best possible person to get the kills, it's Eurus. He now has the Aghanims complete, and they're already winning these engagements as we now have time until, what, 30 seconds now?
Yeah.
And his ulti just ending. They want one more on KP. Can they get this?
Yeah, nice kill for them if they can. Press the attack, trying to run, still stuck in that chakram, and they get the kill on a KP.
Gosh. And now we just head right into the nighttime too. This is such a crucial time for Vici. They need so much done in this nighttime, and they should be able to get it. This Aghanim's came faster than anticipated because of the kills. So now you just need to try and turn this into map pressure and try and choke out where this Alchemist can farm.
Tim's gonna be X, pulled back in. And Ori gonna say no, although the stun, oh, Tim's, what a player. He gets the bounty rune. He's gonna pay for it, it looks like, but
where's the disco taunt?
This
Tim's.
happens. Oh,
how about a real fight?
Ursa, he's gonna die also. And Tim's, he's juking and jiving, trying to escape. Torrent a little bit off the mark, loses the vision with the X, throws the bow out.
I'll do it
Tim's,
myself.
They force the rotation. It's a double kill for Eurus, though.
All right, yeah, he goes from top to bottom to secure the second kill. Everything for my carry.
It's like, if you want a job done right, you gotta do it yourself. A little miss there on Yang with the Timber Chain. We saw in that last kill onto the Legion Commander as well, the power of the double whirling death from Yang, particularly against these strength heroes.
Yeah, we have that. We have the double void and the giant AoE in combination with his crippling fear too. So all the Coddle combo is going to be coming out here. He has it max as well, so he is prepared for maximum spam. Oh, I mean, we didn't even talk about the Pango one. That one's great too. He has a lot of great shocker combos this game. The Coddle one, it lets Pango just double, uses Swashbuckle.
Need to be careful. This is the 15 to 20 minute mark where TNC are very vulnerable to this Aghanim's coming from the Night Stalker, 10 seconds away from ultimate.
Gabby bought these drums, so he's missing that next item.
They
Be
gotta
it
be
Blink
so
or
careful.
Basher. He really needs it.
This is really dangerous. The chase forward. They've already got the Ursa. Can they keep him alive? Press the attack. Trying to live through this one. They don't have the outcare for this fight, but the Tool on the other side, they're controlling the Keeper of the Light, trying to get him before that ulti came out, but they are not able to find him. Now the chase coming. They get the stun there onto yours. This is a big kill. They can get it, but the
Nice
blinding light pushback, and now Gabby trying to turn on a PYW. They can't find that kill, but still the Ursa able to live. They got the extra regen coming in now with the Coddle and the Shrine, or excuse me, the Chen and the Shrine, and that's gonna reset the fight.
They're gonna smoke their way out of there back to the Shrine. Still nighttime, perhaps still looking for an engagement. It'll be without the Dark Ascension. But TNC defend. They hold their high ground. They have to use a Shrine of their own, but they're able to keep Gabby up and keep him fighting here too. Very important from the KP. He's targeting him with the press the attack so that he's not going to be blinded trying to use these overpower and fury swipes and actually bring down one of these heroes.
Well, and they have the Will-O-Wisp this time too. Will-O-Wisp on top of a Night Stalker Aghanim's Void is terrifying, and we've seen it a billion times. See if it can work out from here, although the Night Stalker is nowhere to be found.
There is Radiant Vision up here, and DY is going to scout that out and say, oh.
Gotta be careful. They got their eyes on Tim's. He's caught. He's killed. Yang takes it. Now looking for a bit more. They've got the X on the other side onto Armel.
They're going in.
Wisp down. Press the attacks available. Armel in a little bit of trouble as they take off that stun. Still going to be controlled. He's living through it. Not going to happen.
And that's what I mean by not Heavenly Grace. You know, it's not quite the same versus these spells. Even though it looked like a pretty good timing there from KP, it's just nothing you can do when there's so many layered over top like that. The status resistance gives so much more value there.
And the other thing, too, is I don't know if Chen was in range right there of getting the extra heal off. It looked like he was a little bit too far back.
Aura. I mean, even if he was, I don't know if it would have mattered much.
No. Well, Vici Gaming, after a very disappointing game number 1 and 2, are looking to try and pull this one back and get a series started.
There is a 10-second BKB available for Armel for the next engagement, so they will have that. There is no Spirit Vessel, though, so at least VG haven't invested in something that's now nullified.
Right.
You kind of expect that, right? Versus a lineup that has press the attack, maybe, or I guess obviously that's a Dispel, so that's probably not that great. But versus an Alchemist in general, we always like to go for it.
Oh, close there, taking down Gabby. So we get closer and closer to this daytime. And so far, TNC have lost a lot, but it feels like they've maybe faced the biggest brunt from Vici Gaming so far and have not lost too many tower. Oh, bottom tier 2 went down also. We'll see how it goes. Next couple of minutes will be very telling. I wonder, do you even think about just running into the Roche pit at some point or smoking up for it for TNC? Yang? Stunned.
That's not very far.
Chase down. Need to be careful. They get the big torrent, the 1-3. The Rolling Thunder coming through. It's going to catch on to 2. Do they have another round? Seeing if they can live through it. Yang is already out there. Has the Whirling Death. The BKB is out from out. Armel wanting to do damage, but he's not doing enough. They kill off KP, and that's a defensive BKB that doesn't get them anything.
It was just an inch of a timber saw, but it gave a mile. It kind of just closed a little bit more distance to help out for the rest of the VG Gaming's reinforcements to come through. And the perfect time to win these fights and pick off more heroes as the bounty runes are now up. They'll secure a singular rune for themselves.
Gabby was able to sneak in one.
Yeah.
They got the other.
Oh, sorry, March did too for the death. I got you.
So 20 minutes in, as the Dark Ascension wears off, we'll switch over to daytime now. And let's see what TNC can do at this point. Still only 1,000 gold lead for Vici.
They're going to try this.
Oh,
it's an Ursa.
He didn't know that their bounty rune was taken. And now Ursa slowed down. Can they get this kill? They'd love to be able to make it happen. Void, not that long duration. And Will-O-Wisp not going to be able to keep him alive.
That was close.
Big win for TNC there.
Yeah, there was no BKB for RML, so he probably wouldn't have been able to chase through that.
900 gold given to Gabby. And they're right into it.
That is probably the best hero that could have gotten it. Because he just needs this item so desperately right now on this Ursa. He needs something to help out more of these team fights, and it's a fully completed Basher.
And they used Will-O-Wisp to take that fight that they lost, and now right into the pit. TNC going to secure themselves an Aegis.
Surrounding cast, the Alchemist is still a little bit behind, but with the help of this Aegis, it's one of those items that you really want versus like the big Will-O-Wisp spells and everything. It's going to try and give Gabby a second chance at engaging these fights. He's got the low cooldowns on the Overpower, the Earth Shock, so a second life can be very helpful for him. Someone like the Alchemist, the Aegis is a little awkward because like when do I Chemical Rage, so you can understand why they'd rather give it to Gabby instead.
Just let Gabby run in there.
He's been doing a great job.
So what about Vici Gaming now? They had a little bit of a flub there at the end of the night. They've got Ags, almost BKB on the Night Stalker now.
And they have the Halberd on Ori too. So they're targeting specific heroes here. The Halberd good versus both the Ursa, and the Legion does okay versus the Alk, but mostly it's for the Ursa.
Oh god, KP. Oh god, stay in the trees. Are they going to find? Yeah, they got him. All right, see you later. He is going to get ran down. And they actually popped ulti for that.
Probably thought there were heroes TPing in because he started running towards the shrine. I was a little bit concerned for that.
That's a nice play then.
Better to play it safe. Ooh, up top, Ori comes through, but the TP will get RML out at the time.
So at this point in time in the game, it's 6 kills to 18. Is there a team that you feel like much more comfortable playing as right now? Do you think that Vici kind of have it in the bag? What do you think?
I personally just always hate playing against Alchemist when it feels like he hasn't been shut down that hard. Like you feel like you're winning this game, and then you look at this guy and you're like, guys, he almost has heart. I can see his inventory, and are we gonna have the damage to bring him down? Like they have somewhat sustained damage through team fights, but it's like constant magic damage, right? It's like these voids. They don't have a right clicker. I mean, Owen pointed out at the end of the panel, like they don't really have a great tower taker. So despite the edge they've had, they're still a tier 2 top. I think they've done a good job of clearing out towers.
Right.
But you can imagine maybe if they had a little bit better sieging, they could have potentially had a tier 3 by now.
Well, they're throwing out that Diabolic Edict. Armel gonna pop the ulti. Yang moving into position, but there is nothing there for them. So TNC secure themselves a second tower now.
And Eurus is trying to do his best, split pushing. He'll get the wave onto the tier 3. But Gabby there in time doesn't allow a single hit onto his tower. Get away from here, he says. And the Hired is now done.
Blink Basher done for Gabby as well. With eyes on a BKB next. You know, you look at some of these heroes and potentially being able to get an Aghanim Scepter delivered to him. Ursa's a great one for that.
Yang is feeling so strong with the Shivas, though.
And March, I mean...
Is he going to hand a god this? Oh, he doesn't have to.
All right. Look at that, Armel saving his buddy. And right nearby there is KP in case anything gets a little bit too dicey. Tim's seeing if he can juke out from Ori, but the X is going to be there, and the rest of Vici show up in turn. Going to find themselves a nice and juicy kill on the pony.
Yeah, kind of doing his best KP impression this game. Just dragging waves, trying to help the team, trying to get a little bit of farm on his hero. He's done fairly well. He's ahead of the Panko.
Yeah.
Despite the Pango, like, I mean, the last track 0-4-2, the Pango is 2-2-11. And the Lesh has more net worth. Like, kind of just shows like how well he's been diving. He actually has only a few more lessons too.
Yang underneath some vision. March realizes his problem last time and tries to TP out, but it is not going to happen. He mana leaks him first, I think. Oh wait, no, that's no chance for it. He died too quickly.
And this is one thing that, despite all the changes to the
Oh,
Alchemist, all right, Gabby, they still have a ward there. Not de-warded, despite DY being so deep.
Dubious.
Yeah, a little strange there on that one.
So both of the position 5s are going to get taken out there.
He moves on to Yang in the mid lane too. Gabby has that Aegis only for another 40 seconds, perhaps hoping to force a bad fight maybe for Vici.
A very strange game. Again, it doesn't really feel like Vici are playing with a lot of confidence right now. Like, for as much as they were, you know, kind of just getting the ball rolling, that one time where Eurus got picked off, and they haven't done anything since, really.
Oh, slowly roll. You know, it's nighttime now. We
That's
get
fair.
25 to 30 minutes. So if Vici wants to start making plays, this is it. The BKB's done for Eurus. He's ready to start diving in the back lines. They should be able to kill the two supports.
Yang's AFK.
Okay.
And now the acid spray's down. The rest of the team is not here. Can they kill him off in time, though? Do they have quite enough of the tank? They do. The big Rolling Thunder coming through, but they don't have the Timbersaw for this fight. Very awkward series of events here as they jump in, tried to time that one. See if he could find a bash on the outset, but Gabby not able to get it.
Yeah.
They do not have Dark Ascension. And look at this, TNC, even at nighttime, they're willing to press forward and try and take this tier 2 tower.
Yeah, he couldn't get the pipe popped in time on the Timber. Maybe that could have helped him, but as he said, just gets caught in the river, the low ground. No vision advantage there.
Timber does not want to buy back, obviously, but TNC going to take this moment to get themselves even further out of the hole. They did finish an AC on Takunka as, well, Marge potentially going to be left behind yet again, looking for the turnaround stun. Armel thinking about going, throws out the concoction, but it looks like it's just to run away. So they don't actually want to take that fight yet. Eurus still chasing.
He's pinging.
Gotta be careful.
Ooh. He wants more though, and he knows Alex out of mana.
And they know that Gabby's not here too. Okay, they pop out the Spirit Vessel, get the runaway, and
unfortunately, Ori can't quite keep up with the X. Right, yeah, Eurus is a bit too fast for him. So they really need to get vision control over this area though now for the side of Vici Gaming. Try and find some sneakier observer wards. Notice when the Alex trying to move in here, and most importantly, just start setting up for that next Roche.
But they didn't have any sentries with them, so there's not going to be a D ward on this high ground that has been here for so long for TNC.
Yeah, it looks like DY is really trying to finish out the Glimmer Cave first.
They put the Tinker ward down on the top lane here, but Armel is standing in front of everybody else.
They
The
got a
duel
duel
on
on
the
Yang
other
again.
side, they got him caught. Gabby's there, they're just going to bring down the Timber another time.
I mean, they were pinging the high ground. DY pinged it like 4 times.
Oh, God, one by one. Vici Gaming, I mean, this is almost all of nighttime wasted now.
That's just... That reminds me of Abed dying by
Yeah.
that ward, where it's like, yo, there's a ward there, just so you know, dog. All right.
And then he just dies.
And then you just die. Like, it looked like they pretty clearly said there was a ward.
Well, Roche possible to respond in another 50 seconds. We'll see how long that timer is, but for now at least, it feels like after the first debilitating nighttime, this one's looked a lot better. They do place down an observer ward, I believe, within vision, and we'll see if KP heads over to try and... He's not quite in range, but they should realize that this was there. Heading up top, looking for a dual victory.
This has happened just like, I think 3 times in a row now. The mid-tier 1, the mid-tier 2, now the top tier 2. Every time it's just someone just dies outside of Vici and they just freely take a structure. And it's slowly just like resetting this game. It's still only a 1K lead for an Alchemist draft, so we should be thinking that TNC are in trouble. But unless you can just get to the backline and kill these supposedly weaker heroes, then you know, your advantage means nothing.
All right, they X'd Armel. They still got the BKB, they got the press the attack, they just do the old walk away, and now, seeing if they can make something happen. Eurus on top of the Chen. Can they get him out of there? Holding on to that BKB,
Hold
they
the
try and
duel
turn a
miss.
fight. Can they make it happen? Not quite enough as of yet. As they have down that Will-O-Wisp, still hanging on to the BKB. Needs to pop it now as he turns to kill off that and then just TP away. All right, he's fine.
Armel has been very good at using the BKB. At, like he always just waits. Tim's does get a lot of damage onto the tier 3. We'll pay for it, but Gabby tried to jump and save March. So instead of like playing with his Alchemist, he tried to just combat Eurus 1v1 because he thinks, yeah, this is the guy I can take, right? This is kind of my job in this game, is that I'm one of the few heroes that can go versus this this Night Stalker and do something. But the mini stun got him, and he didn't pop his BKB, so now he's still sitting with the 10-seconder.
And Gabby's crazy. Like, Kunkka was over in that area. He very easily could have just X'd him as he went on that Night Stalker for a second. But confident in his own ability. We see now Roche going to respawn in 40 seconds. And already Alk is queuing up an Aghanims after finishing off that AC. Ursa, a very good hero to give it to.
Yeah, I don't think there's a better one. I don't think KP particularly needs one, at least not yet. Like, he doesn't have any real damage to speak of. Chen, I suppose there's an argument for, right?
Okay.
Chen Ag's obviously extremely strong. But I would agree that the Ursa should be the obvious one because Gabby just needs a little bit more help. As he's chasing DY, but the Glimmer Cape that he wanted so desperately is keeping him up. All right, now how lucky are you, DY? Not very lucky at all.
Yeah, just Enrage and purges it all off of him there. It's
He's going to hold that for you every time.
So Gabby gets that kill, building towards the Abyssal Blade next, and as we've talked about a couple of times, it just feels like every one of these kills sets Vici Gaming just a little bit behind in their timing, and it's not working out for them. They haven't taken that big fight that they've wanted yet. As Gabby is going to be pummeled a little bit here by Yang, chased down a little bit.
I sense another... Ooh. Not going to go for it. I really thought they were just going to die for that duel. I'm not going to lie. Like, no Coddle. They probably think Coddle has buyback.
This is crazy. They're running right into the pit. I mean, Vici Gaming know about this. Looking for an opening. Yang already into it. They have the Dark Ascension down as well. Maybe going to look for the BKB pop in just a second. Can they do it? Aegis, Eurus able to stack the Aegis. He did it to him. And now the turnaround, though. Can they win the fight afterwards? Timbersaw so low, and they managed to bring him down. Yang's going to buy back. Can they find any more? Duel there onto the Night Stalker. He's taking a ton of damage. They're going to bring him down the duration. No, the Will-O-Wisp, and then the Blinding Light push away. They keep Eurus alive as Yang is back into this fight. Looks like Vici Gaming are coming back into this one as they take down 3. Armel also to fall.
All right, well, that was a lot in that one. So I'm sure we're going to be able to watch that one again. Obviously the big damage there you can see from the Kunkka coming up for the most part. Huge problem in this fight, I would say, was that PYW pretty much did nothing on the Pango. He comes inside and he just rolls into 2 BKB heroes for about 5 seconds straight. So thankfully, the other support comes through with the giant easy button of the Coddle and helps control everyone after that tour. You see Tim's gets caught out, March gets caught out, everybody. The BKBs are down, so forcing those out nice and early in the fight, which, you know, of course they partially did by PYW diving in, although they BKB just grabbed the Aegis. That's going to help you out. Oh, Gabby again!
Oh, finds him on the back line. This guy turns now to fight, pops his own BKB, wants to take down PYW. He has Swashbuckle, he has Roll Away. He's going to get out at least for the moment, but Gabby chases and gets the double kill. Ursa's a bad hero, they say, as they run him down, but he's looking pretty good here. Press the attack available yet again if they want to use it, and Gabby's still hanging on to that cheese. Also, need to be careful about this one. Looking for the follow-up. They get the duel onto Yang. He's in a little bit of trouble as the boat comes out. They're going to have a big old buff here, keeping themselves alive as they do bring down that Legion Commander. They need to be careful. Armel is respawning. Tim's trying to do whatever damage he can before he goes out. And it looks like that's going to end it as, well, Ursa just runs away again. He still hangs on to that cheese. They need to come in here and help him if they want to keep him alive. The buyback comes from both the other supports, but he goes down.
Oh, no, Tim's, why'd you come? I don't think that was worth going in. I think that there's a miscommunication there because
kill.
Gabby, I don't think wanted to use the cheese. I think he's like, there's no way that I live with cheese here, right? So I'm just going to die.
Did Eurus get the nullifier off? I couldn't quite see.
Oh, that might have been it too.
Jeez.
Looks like he did, yeah. So there you go. I don't think, if he cheeses, I think he just dies anyway. So I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't going to pop it.
And they don't have buybacks right now. How much are you going to go for here if you're Vici Gaming? You saw some of them buy back. The mute, the turnaround, press the attack, keeps him alive for the moment. Will-O-Wisp yet again. Armel trying to live through this, turns to kill off that pesky Globe of Light. And it looks like Vici are just going to be content here to take down this set of racks. But do they go for more? They've caught the Chen. Marge out a bit too far. Again, the buybacks were on the Lesh and the Legion. Only one of those heroes still is alive, and Legion gets jumped on muted and gonna get killed off. Vici Gaming all of a sudden has blown this wide open, and off the back of one terrible fight, TNC now in trouble.
Yeah, their siege isn't the best, but as long as you can keep like 4 or 5 heroes alive, hitting buildings still going to go very well for your team. The giant numbers like they do right now, and Eurus just doing so much of these engagements. The Nullifier, like, he has reached his kind of peak power in these fights. Although they were keeping the net worth lead close with the Alchemist and even the Ursa, the rest of these heroes are just fodder to Eurus. He just hops on top of this Leshrac, this Chen, or this Legion, and they're absolutely done for.
He is queuing up an AC, so probably should be talking with Kunkka about what the hell's going on in this one.
It's all right. We'll do separate lanes. It's fine.
But we'll see what ends up happening there.
Oh, he isn't bothering anything. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. So 35 minutes, 8,000 gold lead, but the big thing is 2 lanes of racks there for Vici, and now going to be looking for the third. KP's still dead for 30 seconds. We've also got the Daedalus done on Kunkka.
Yeah, Ori's had an absolutely fantastic game. Like, so many clutch X's. He's running the show for his team right now. It's hard to keep up with a Night Stalker in a game like this, but like, how many of these perfect silent pickoffs has Ori started for them? And now even a Torrent to throw back the Alchemist after a stun where maybe they could have had a good fight set up. And they have the Nullifier ready if they want to try this on the Alchemist.
Gotta be careful. Careful, careful. The chase, they instead turn on to Tim's. But the bash, they're on the Yang, the Torrent to interrupt. And now the chase comes from Eurus. The invis, no detection. TNC hoping to hold on to this one if at all possible. They pop it now as the Will-O-Wisp goes down. Armel turns to try and hit it, but he doesn't have his ulti, and the BKB has worn off at this point now. So much damage and control
Armel
coming out from Vici Gaming. They've got him caught. Another round as the double kill comes from the Night Stalker, chasing down Chen. March, his only salvation here is going to be Armel trying to run in, but Yang cleans it up afterwards as the Nullifier comes out, and Yang is just going to beat away at this Alk. It looks like this is going to be GG as Vici going to force another game.
I mean, you have to be scared as a spectator, I think. If you're a VG fan and you see this draft end and you go, oh my god, they gave him Chen Alk. I don't know, guys. You're down 2 games. What are you going to do? But you see the tempo that they set with these 3 cores. Even the support Pango, too. Like, they had one mission in this game, and that was just to get those first key items on the Kunkka as well as the Night Stalker and just start running at you. Start creating these kills, invading that territory, taking away all that farm. Very well played by Vici Gaming here.
And you can see Yang there happy about what happened in that game as he goes out of there smiling. He got picked off a few times, but it's no problemo for him. And the crowd sticking around, feeling like maybe there's a chance for a run back. They've already gone down 2-0, Vici Gaming, but winning game number 3, forcing it to a game 4. We'll see what ends up happening. I mean, do you think that this is the turnaround? Have they found their footing? Did they look better?
It's very important for the drafting phase, I think,
Okay.
because now you give them the Chen Alk, you beat it pretty decisively. I mean, there were a couple moments, I think, where they got some of these key pickoffs and towers are just falling, and maybe they're...
Right.
I don't know if they're going to give it to them again. They might have to, like, work on that trio. If Vici managed to get back the Void because of this, I'm going to feel very good about their chances. We'll see how it mixes up the draft.
All right, well, to figure out what's going to happen in that draft, let's head back to the panel again, see what they think about that game number 3.
The turnaround, is it there? Vici Gaming, they pick up their first game, and obviously the most important so they don't get eliminated. And my goodness, TNC, they lose one of their strongest drafts, OD, Pixel, plus Capitalist. And yeah, you said it, Cap. They've got these 3 to 4 strats. They lost it. They won with 2 of them on TNC, and the one they've already lost with in the upper bracket as well, Chen Alchemist, it goes down again.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely. How many people do you think? You know, we're looking at game 3 here. There starts to become a comeback from TNC. It's Sunday. You got to go to work tomorrow. There's a big crowd here. How many people do you think are like, maybe we should just skip out now
Can you guys
and,
look at
beat the rush?
their kills?
Oh.
There's
What
literally
kills?
0 kills on all of them but Gabby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gabby was a fighter, you know.
He was a monster.
He was just
0
running into
assists.
3.
I know, he's just not only me. No. Wow, that's pretty damn crazy. So what really went wrong here? It didn't feel like the laning phase really went one-sided for either one. Obviously, Alks get a farm, but Dire kept up with it. Where did this really like snowball out of control? Was there like one fight where TNC just fell behind?
They didn't shut down Yang enough, for starters. I've never seen that with the Chen creeps before.
All the damage.
Those are some old images. I don't think they shut down Yang enough.
Okay.
I think that was a bit of a problem. You have this Ursa matchup. You needed to be able to keep his game like entirely gone.
Yeah.
Right. But sadly, he was able to come online. Night Stalker was inevitably going to be able to come online. KP walked away from that laning phase. I think the first 5 minutes went pretty well for him, but he also didn't like keep the Night Stalker's farm down. And because they have a Chen and an Alchemist, that's two heroes that you know just won't be able to have an impact in the lane, right? They won't be able to like rotate and gank for you.
No.
So sadly, his only real dual targets were most of the time just grabbing the timber saw for Gabby to beat up, you know?
Yeah.
That was all he could really do.
Owen, what do you feel that game? Was it the draft, or was it just kind of this play like TNC? They never really caught a good footing.
No, I think because I think when you do look at the draft, it just was it took them a little too long to kill anyone, right? They they have this Ursa, which was very exciting to see. 2 games up, TNC like. Well, we can
Yay.
experiment a bit, try something a little different. And to Gabby's credit, he still had, I'd say, a decent impact. He was running at heroes, taking them down. Most of them were kind of the supports. It did really come down to the trouble of actually killing off the cores. Because they had this lockdown, but they didn't really have any burst, right? So it was these duels where it's always like, were they actually going to be able to kill him during the duel duration? And obviously having a carrier, so it's, sure, you can do a lot of single target damage, but it takes a bit of time. You got to rack up the swipes, get the hits in, and obviously most of the time it just wasn't enough because you have these incredibly beefy heroes like the Night Stalker who just took over the entire game. You saw his stats there, 12-1 and 22. They really just got ahead and they didn't give any sort of breathing room to TNC. It looked like there was maybe a chance for TNC early on because the Alk was getting farm. He was sort of being able to stay ahead, but then it all just sped up too fast, and Vici Gaming kept at this tempo, which is, we have seen, this is the reason why Vici Gaming stayed in the upper bracket, because they pull out these performances where they get ahead from the start and they'll overrun you, and you are trying to be slightly greedy here with the Alk lineup. You're just not going to get the time, which I thought that they may have been able to. I was impressed with just how quickly Vici were able to take objectives. I thought with this lineup, they wouldn't be able to do so. TNC would be able to hold off long enough to get the Alk in a good place, but Vici Gaming proved me wrong. They played it beautifully fast.
Yeah, while simultaneously taking objectives, they were running around catching these heroes like Tim's, who was, very much in a suicidal role, was just out there trying to push out waves as fast as possible so you could create more space for that Alchemist. That Roshan fight was also really important.
Yeah,
right?
getting
there was
in
a
and get the
potential
Aegis.
for TNC to be able to come back if like 2 things go right in that Roshan fight. If they manage to pick up the Aegis and take that away from the Night Stalker, and if they actually kill the Night Stalker, but DY came in with such, an amazing will-o-wisp that managed to grab everybody. Night Stalker lives. He had the Aegis anyway. I think he had the Aegis. He was the one who snatched it, right?
Yeah, he was.
But those 2 things go like the other way, and then maybe TNC is actually able to make the comeback with an Alk lineup. But sadly, that Roche fight looked like the last stand there for TNC because then it just snowballed so heavily. Once they got shut out, once the map got small, it was just going to keep going like that. I think time after time, they just had no space to be able to farm after that.
Yep, that's what it felt like. We do need to take a short break, but when we get back, it's going to be game number 4. Can Vici Gaming take it to a full game 5, or will TNC finally close it up? You'll have to stick around and find out. Welcome back, friends and Dota family. We're here. Game number 4 is starting. Actually, right now, we got a draft below us. And yes, indeed, still TNC. They only need 1 game. While Vici, they have to win 2 in a row. Cap, OD Pixel, you know them. You love them. Hey
so
there.
the change up from previous drafts, I was going to say, I don't think the second pick team is going to give up Night Stalker. I think that's too strong. But here, Vici Gaming actually banned out Chen, so while Alchemist is left in the pool, TNC doesn't feel that confident about it.
First pick Disruptor.
Ooh, I mean, we saw what Tim's. Yeah, he's a bit of a magician on it.
Yeah, that's still, man. Who would have thought in this day and age, first pick overall Disruptor?
I mean, who would have thought last pick Ursa? You know, the TNC
well,
coming
no
with some
one, and that's why they lost.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Ursa it
bad.
impressed me. You know, for considering how bad it did alright. I think it was more so the picks of Vici Gaming. Vici Gaming just had a really good lineup last year.
I didn't notice Naga Siren was still left in the pool.
Yeah.
So Vici Gaming are going to be the ones who actually...
Because they banned it the first 2 games, right, themselves.
Yeah, and they picked Leshrac, so they're probably thinking to themselves, like, this hero is going to be fine if it's not a Naga Siren game. If they do pick Naga here, second pick, we've got an answer to it.
All right. So much different openings that we've seen in the last couple of games with that Naga getting through, as you said, Disruptor first picking. This Omni, it didn't feel too strong when Vici had it the other games, but it is a strong hero still. We'll see. There's an Alchemist ban on the other side. Don't want to go against that Omni-Alch pairing.
Yeah, when you have Naga Siren, you want to make sure that they don't get out, because Alch has, like, nice timing. Naga Siren can't pressure you. Yeah. And then you come online faster as the Alch than the Naga does. I wonder if they'll take away OD as well on TNC's side.
Vici, they're thinking about this first ban of the second phase, and they take out the OD themselves.
Okay.
Obviously, versus the Omni, we saw it earlier. As long as you have one punching bag or something on the other team, OD's never a bad pick.
I just would think that they would want something with more team fight.
Oh.
No.
And now she's embarrassed. Wait,
Very
did I do that?
Very cute.
Well, Gyro goes out. That Gyro, we haven't seen much in this Grand Finals day. It's been getting banned a few times, but it's a hero that was pretty much first ban, first pick the last, like, 4 days. But it'll be gone now in the second phase.
Which makes the Undying that they picked last time they had Naga Siren a little bit better.
Yeah, and Undying Disruptor, fantastic support combo in my opinion.
You do miss some lockdown from that, though, and roaming potential, right?
I
little
think you
bit
can
of
look for
lack
that
of
elsewhere,
stuns for
though.
sure.
You know, you can
You're
get sort of these offlaners like the Legions, you know, that have sort of that hard catch that.
Yeah. We'll have to see, because Vici, they're going to use a decent amount of time here on this last ban. Embarrassing his girlfriend.
It was like the crowd's having a great time. Lots of good vibes in the crowd.
There
I
is,
like it. They're getting some good vibes over there.
And they banned the Undying, so nice call there.
Yeah,
Pixel.
I think TNC would have loved to grab it, so smart ban from Vici, yeah.
What?
That's fine. You want to give Owen credit to that, that's fine.
What do you mean?
No big deal.
I mean, I thought Owen was the first one who said he wanted to get it picked. Was I wrong? Was it Cap?
I thought it was me.
Nice job, Owen, for not humble bragging
We
about
can both
first
take the
picking
credit. We can both
Nah,
take
I'm not
credit.
giving Cap any credit.
Fair
He gets 0. Odie Pixel the king. Great call, Cap. No. So they do ban it out. Is there another support hero that sticks out on either side for you right now? Because it feels like we're probably going to get support than support here.
With like another frontlining 5, the first one that pops into my head is Ogre, but I don't know if that's a... you could Jakiro off of Naga Siren.
You can. One of the few times we've been seeing that hero off of either the Naga Siren or the Chronosphere.
Bad hero against Omni, though. Because he, you can't harass the Omni Knight very well. He Heavenly Graces off the fire damage.
What about one of these sort of illusion poppers, like the Shamans and the Lions? Is there any room for them in this day and age?
Oh, for Vici
For
gaming?
VG, yeah.
Yeah, you
Or
could
is it
definitely
just-
go that way.
We saw the Lion in
Lion's
the
fine.
last
Hey,
series.
there you go, boys.
Good call, OD
An
Pixel.
illusion popper.
Yo, great call there, Capitalist.
Let's
You
take
really
it.
like the Lion. No,
Yeah.
we did see it. The Lion, it was played by Kaka by
It's-
IG earlier. It did not look that good.
But,
But you think
against
this
the
game-
illusions, it
Okay.
you know, obviously VG feel it just is that strong.
So are they gonna do Earthshaker Morphling with Naga Siren? Dang.
I mean, why not, right? Some KP Naga, let's go.
I mean, dude, I do like
shit, what
Lion
are
if
your
they do
answers to this
Morphling.
now?
I think they did Lion a little to deny Morphling maybe because I've seen, name a Morphling player who doesn't like farming with full agility.
Yeah, sure.
It's
You
true.
got to watch out for that thing.
Oh no, not the Shadow Blade first line like we saw the Shadow Blade
Shadow
first
Blade line.
Lina. No,
Put that Lion safe lane, give him priority.
give him.
Get that Shadow Blade.
And so what do they pick? Now they're thinking, they're like, oh no,
Is
did
it
it happen? Has it happened?
I mean, there is that chance.
There is.
So there's no Timber Saw. You can't do it. You
No.
can't fit in a mag lineup.
Yeah.
You Ancient Apparition's still out there. Okay,
Ooh.
Puck. Puck.
And
That
you got
put-
two good pucks. You got
Yeah.
Yang and Ori, obviously.
Yeah.
No Omni Knight, so
They're still
probably
going to
will
do
be
it, though.
Ori.
A
They're
little
still doing it.
Scary playing Puck into Disruptor personally, but
That's
that's
true.
you
Dude,
know.
ooh, are
It's
we? We're
okay.
gonna end. Are we
It's
gonna
okay.
end this
With a
patch
second
the
more
major
shaker.
onto a Shaker Morphling? I mean, I
mean,
think it'd be a good end
it's
for it.
like-
I think.
I mean, you said that they have got Lion, they have got Puck.
They
Two
got-
heroes with instant catch, instant burst that can trip up the Morphling. And we saw when they played the Morphling last time, the Puck, he was even killing Gabby's Morph in the lane. So
Yeah.
Gabby's got
Solo.
to be careful. He's got to make sure he doesn't feed this time round. If he does end up in the lane matchup against that. Obviously with the Omni, it's probably unlikely, as you say. The Puck's probably going to be somewhere else.
They could safe lane Lesh mid Puck because I think you want that Omni Knight into the Disruptor Naga lane. I think, right? You got Purification
You definitely
Harassment
want
on
that. You want
Naga.
Omni Naga for sure. in
Yeah,
this.
you want the removals. So
10 seconds remaining.
I'm trying to think if you want a different core
5 seconds
and
remaining.
have a Leshrac 4.
Well, we'll see what they want. Vici bans Kunko. Not wanting any more control. At this point, right, TNC, your win conditions on the table. How do you get there? That is the question for them. And guess what? They used 0 of their reserve time before this ban, so they could
Oh,
do
yeah,
2
they got
minutes
the
here if they
full-
wanted. They could
Okay, you
let it
want
run.
a pretty aggressive offlaner that you have to show first.
Well, for
Somebody who
TNC.
creates a lot of space. Yeah, I think.
Well, you
so,
think
right?
You don't think the
you think
Naga's
Naga's
gonna
going to
be
go mid?
offlane?
It'd be KP
Oh
Naga,
yeah,
won't it?
you're right. You're right. So you want
Right.
a mid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a big
A
space? creating
controlling mid, right? And that's why Kunga gets banned out. Who else is? There's not really a hero like that.
assassin.
Ugh. Well, game 5,
Pugna?
Aaron.
I don't know. There's just like you've got so many intelligence heroes in the pool.
Ban Viper. Let's see what they pick. Is it DK? No, a Bristle. Okay. This is going to be... I'm curious about these lanes from TNC now. We'll see, because Vici game, they still have one pick, and I mean,
Yeah.
if it is, you need something pretty damn hard to carry, or you got to go all in. Yeah, Cap, you've been saying Lycans before. It doesn't look like a good one here, but you either have to commit to a super late game or a
Drow?
really fast lineup, right?
Drow.
You like Drow with the Puck, with the Lesh?
5 seconds
It's an
remaining.
anti-morph hero.
Yeah. Feels like a tough pick. It really does. if
It
you're
is a
Vici.
tough. I don't know. I really feel like Vici Gaming has been put into a corner. TA. So it is.
A carry Lesh, or
Yeah, I think it'll be
think
Euro
so.
Slash. It'll be
And
Euro
it's going to
Slash.
be 4 puck.
4 Puck, which we've seen a lot. With Drow, though. Not really by itself.
Or maybe it's a 5 Omni?
All right.
Support
I
Omni feels
sure as
bad.
hell
It's got to
hope
be
not.
Yang Omni.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
If it's
sure
not Yang
gonna
Omni,
be
I feel
right.
that's going to make things very tough for Vici Game. You don't want to play support Omni in 2019.
It's a 4
They're doing it.
Omni.
It's a 4.
Ah,
I'm okay, and I will say
It's-
PYW has been the player who's on the come up, has looked very
Okay.
good, but it's hard to look good on a support Omni. It really just is. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Does that scare you away from them? We'll get your predictions real quick.
Okay, let's think about the lanes real quickly. So they have the Lesh into the Naga Siren. That's a good matchup. You have the Puck into I guess the Bristleback, which is probably not a winning matchup,
I don't think it's
but you could
terrible,
probably do
though.
okay. Yeah, you probably do fine.
You should
in
get
that.
denies in last.
And then you've got Puck into Morphling, which they already won that matchup before, so they can win 2 of their lanes. They have pushing power out of safe lane last track. They have Roche taking power.
Cap, you got 10 seconds.
Oh, you go first.
Owen, you've got
I
a
gotta go
minute.
with the TNC Shake and Morph. I like that they have Armel Bristol and KP Naga. I think they're not gonna do too rough in their lanes. They're gonna have an okay time. Gabby's going to be much more careful. Last time he did feed a little bit against the Puck on Vici Gaming. He's going to have learned from his mistakes. He's going to play much more solid this time around. And support Omni, I think this hero really needs the levels. He needs sort of that priority place. Otherwise, that sort of slow leveling, the nerfs that he got to his abilities like the cooldowns and stuff, it just makes it as a support feel very weak.
Yep. All right.
Vici
Vici or
Gaming,
TNC?
they're going to play fast. It's fine.
Okay,
They did it last game. They're going to do it again.
Okay, Vici Gaming possibly taking this to a game number 5. Or will TNC end this major, get that W? Well, you'll have to find out right now as we head to Lyrical and Trent.
Thank you so much, Grant. The panel seems befuddled, Trent.
Yes, hi, bye, game started.
Let's get into it.
Panel's taking up all my screen time. Why am I putting the clothes on? They just keep on talking, huh?
I just take my clothes off after they show us on camera.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Malden over here.
it's an interesting one, I gotta say. I felt like there was this moment in the draft, right, when as soon as you saw that Earthshake, you were like, everybody
Here
collectively
it
was like,
goes.
are they gonna do it? Are they gonna do it? And I feel like that reaction of a Puck might have been a little bit of a trap. Because it's like their answer for Morph Shaker. I feel like the only real answer for Morph Shaker is just end the game before it happens. And do you think that Yang on a Puck is the type of hero that just ends the game or helps them to do it?
Hell yeah, this is my Yang
Okay.
hero. I'm very into the Yang Puck. I think he makes this hero look viable and good, whereas a lot of teams aren't really into Puck right now. We see it very occasionally for kind of niche matchups where they think they can get the win versus like maybe an OD mid they really want to try and shut down. But versus the Morphling, it's seen a lot of success because he likes to farm on low HP, and if he has the right vision, he can help set up for these really quick ganks with someone like the Lion, just like a silence. Lion has time to close in even without a blink dagger, and then gets the finger of death.
March already heading on down here, blocked off the wave so that KP can have a little bit of a better time. We'll have to see how KP does in this matchup, facing off against the Leshrac as well as the Lion as the second block comes out and March is out of here.
Yeah, it feels like how you would secure a lane for Gabby
Right.
in a lot of these drafts, right? But by doing this, he now gets to leave the lane. So he's going to be up there with Tims. Tims by himself can't really handle an Omni and a Puck, but 2 right clicks are better than 1.
Fissure back off cooldown in 1 second, but obviously not easy to get a block off onto a Puck as he just has the ability to jaunt over the other side of it. Let's use that jaunt actually aggressively to throw some damage back onto Tims and March.
Yeah, I wonder if Tims is just angling to just throw another Q out because he knows that he can't immediately get dispelled, but yeah, he is. Because he knows the cooldown on the Heavenly Grace to start is long enough that now he actually gets the full value out of his spell.
Oh, that's real nice. And with that, BYW is going to be forced to just spam out the other taunt. And
Oh!
Armel gets
Oh,
the...
yeah, he's back there.
Yo, what have you done? Ori just making a mistake as he literally just ran the courier into the bristleback. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, Ori crumbling a little bit here. So he's going to have to last it under the tower while Armel is just gathering creeps around himself. Meanwhile, up top here, the battle rages forth.
Oh, Armel says, I don't want to lane anymore. You're not going to deny me.
Ori, I mean, what is Ori, like, he starts running that way and he's like, yeah, never mind, I can't
actually do
Like,
anything.
I need my creeps.
And you know, the other thing that's kind of frustrating about this is that he's going to have to tank those creeps underneath his tower. It's not the nicest thing in the world.
The other thing is that you know Armel's getting every single elastic,
Right.
right? Like, you can't miss a creep if they're all just hitting you. And, all right, this is the answer. I'm going to bring down no DY.
Okay, Armel going to do the walk away. They do need to be a little bit careful on DY since Bristol has gotten all of those levels early
what
on.
are these dire creeps doing? How did this happen?
Dude, somebody
Somehow it
messed
gets
up.
worse. There's just 2 dire creeps suiciding into the throne.
We're going to get it.
What the heck?
I don't know what happened right there. I think that maybe you saw...
They lost Armel, or they
Yeah.
lost Ori like in the tree line because he started running back, but that's devastating.
This has been a really tough one. so far there. But again, not the end of the world. You can see that up here top,
They're so low. There's no regen left in this lane. It's all on Gabby. Tims and March very poor in the old regen department, and Yang, I'm sure, is just angling for level 3 for the second orb.
well, March is going to head back home and cosplay a courier as Armel continues to just keep this pressure on to Ori as he's having to farm underneath his tower and tank some tower damage.
Oh,
TNC, they don't want to lane anymore.
Oh,
Not
the
at
Dragons
all.
just took so many last.
Oh, no.
What a cloudy mid lane.
Armel gets the body block off to fill up his bottle. All right, they're making it work. Interesting start to this game. Like you saw up there top, it's where all the battling is happening as March is going to finally be able to TP back out to lane and bring some regen and other things. Armel is laning again against the TA, but it's KP down bottom who's also been able to drag those creep waves around. And with Armel hitting level 4 and having that goo, it makes it pretty tough for TA to stay in the lane.
Yeah, this is probably the best Naga team on the planet at this point, simply because like March was really good at running these Naga strats on Genespris with 23 Savage. They had all these plans to make it work, and so they're capable of just giving that to Gabby and running these like aggro, weird back laning strategies. And then you have KP, the pioneer of this off-lane Naga Siren, who's so good at surviving in any lane with the hero, using that high armor as well as the Riptide and Mirror Image.
BYW taking some damage. They force out the Heavenly Grace without having to use the Thunder Strike. So that's going to be full value yet again onto Yang. As Armel is farming out creeps, jungle, and every damn thing. He's having a nice old time. As Gabby is going to switch back over to Strength to tank through some of that damage from the Yang hit.
Well, Armel is happily jungling away here at level 6. About a half level up on Ori. As Ori comes back for the courier that has a salve. He might go hunting here soon. As Armel, he doesn't have mana for a TP. He's going to have to clarity up here and relax a little bit.
Oh,
Not the most efficient at the moment. He's a TP all the way back home, too.
Yang getting a little bit aggro up top onto March. As we get close to that 5-minute rune spawn. March thinking about moving in and trying to steal one away.
I mean, he's got Tim's already the other rune.
Yeah. Fissure, not going to do anything really there. As Tims does pick up that bounty. So a trade-off, 2 apiece.
Yeah, the Fisher even helps secure Tim's own return to the top lane as well. Didn't have to go like the long way around or something. 'Cause it could have been a bit spooky trying to run past BYW with the Orb of Venom.
So 5 minutes in. And so far, very even across the lanes. It looked a little bit funky at the start, but it's kind of all settled a bit since then. Although, actually, say that, Yang in some trouble. Heavenly Grace takes it off. And it looks like he is going to be able to walk away. So knowing the limits of that hero with PYW in tow.
Yeah, you have to, like, Puck in the off lane is very aggressive. Like, you have such high right-click damage, and obviously you're really survivable, but you can never feed. Like, if you feed on this, you've just kind of, like, given away part of this.
Speaking of feeding.
Yeah, the level 1 Heavenly Grace comes into play again. That's the first feed, as they feast upon the first blood of PYW. And Tim's trying to get this Disruptor position 4 off to a good start.
So, you know, we've been keeping our eyes on all of this stuff top lane.
Yeah.
But you see down bottom here, Eurus has been able to get some pressure on, but now overextending a little bit. Tries to go for the stun, pump fakes it. Armel tanking through a lot of damage. Needs to be careful of this one, as he's facing into him the whole time.
VG have a plan. They knew that this rotation was coming from Armel.
Gets the kill.
Jeez. Okay. Well, they knew this rotation was coming bottom because about a minute and a half ago, DY smoked, and then he planted that first ward over there, and then he ran across the river and planted that ward, and then another one up on the pillar. So they are fully looking to stop this triangle farm from the Bristleback. Question is, will they be able to do it? Because without Lion level 6, and with KP making all the space with the illusions, I'm not sure if they can actually get in to mess with the Bristle. Now, the downside is that TNC just have a free mid lane right now given over to Ori because of this. The Bristle's going to be farming more than the TA, but, you know, if TA is able to just keep the Ancient stacks up and they can't get a similar invade in, eventually she will surpass him.
It's got to be something to watch for. Just level 3 on that PYW. Omni, as they actually go in, jump onto him, try to find that kill on a Gabby. They orbed aggressively, but the Fissure able to force him back again. It's looking a little testy there.
And there's the return smoke from Tims. Comes in, puts a sentry down to block. Oh, that is a sneaky sentry.
That's a cool one.
Wow. I don't recall seeing that one yet.
This guy does his homework. All right, Fissure block off at the same time as Thunderstrike comes through, and they just kill Yang. Well, eventually it was bound to happen as they have the Glimpse pull back in onto PYW, but with the Heavenly Grace status resistance, they won't be able to finish him off. Gabby getting closer and closer to coming online, and we've seen what happens with this Morph Earthshaker combination.
And the levels are looking pretty good for these TNC supports, despite them kind of tri-laning this whole time, right? Like, March is almost 4.5 right now. Tim's over level 4. Meanwhile, DY's struggling, just running around. Yeah, I mean, he's trying to get 4, but he's been alone for the most part.
Eurus trying to move in and contest Armel. Needs to be careful, though. Armel is 3 levels ahead of him. But Lesh just doing so much damage. He's in some trouble as he wants to kill him off. Armel getting super duper low. Does he manage to get away? 4 HP, and he is going to escape just barely. KP ends up securing that kill with the tower hit of all things.
And the worst part is that they can see him doing that up on the high ground with that ward still remaining. So they know that he just got some of that XP, and now it's going to get dewarded by Tim's.
Unreal.
Well, you pick these heroes to try and contest stacks, and in the tournament so far, Razor has been a big one. Bristleback contesting or taking stacks, and then the Leshrac is another who can do it, but you don't usually see it done alone.
Right.
You tend to see like some support play to come through and help you, but seems that they didn't quite sync that up this time.
And again, you talk about it, it was DY that was making sure that there was vision there. They are going to find KP, but guess what? He sings a song and runs away and is not going to be caught.
Yeah, DY not able to get the respect off in time there.
And Yang now going to be ran down by Armel. Everywhere you look, Vici Gaming
Yang
are just getting bodied.
That's a really painful death. Like, 1 death, like, okay, I can give that up. By 2 deaths, like that, especially to a Bristle, like, I mean, there's not even stuns here. Ori's nearby.
It feels like they're all kind of playing their own game right now. PYW and Yang up in the top lane were doing a good job of playing off of each other, but now that things have kind of devolved a little bit, it feels like everybody's just trying to do their own thing, and it's not working.
Well, they can relax a little bit once the 10-minute comes out here. I don't know how much they can contest here. This is a little bit dangerous.
Oh, Fissure block. And we'll see if March is going to be quick enough on the fingers. And Chant Totem wants to get it. March takes the bounty rune. And that's going to be a 3-for-1. Although he will lose his life.
Yeah, the kill didn't go to Ori at least because he's very far ahead right now. But it does help Yang catch up. He was thinking about buying the tome. And it looks like he will indeed have to take it. So sad supports all around here. DY just going to have to suffer at level 4 for quite a bit longer, as his will be donated to the cause of Yang. Trying to shut down. This Morph is at 540 health. Yang does not want to let this stand.
Gotta be careful. Looking for the Psyblade hit. Doesn't connect there onto Gabby. And it will stand. As he walks away in strength form. Does have a TP, obviously, with Quail there. It makes it a little bit tough to go for the full commitment.
He actually didn't take it.
Slow down. Okay. Walk away. Gabby just going to sort of chaunt that direction. They do have the rotation coming in from March, and, well, the silence comes out, but they can't really do anything to continue to gank that Morphlane. He just walks away from it.
Meanwhile, at the bottom, though, KP getting caught here. They know there's no song.
And he's going to die. So a good pickup as Eurus is able to finish off that Naga Siren. So
that's his
Vici
first death?
Getting on the board. Yeah, that was their first couple kills.
That's impressive that KP has been able to, like, it feels like he's constantly been dancing in and out of these Radiant heroes down bottom. I mean, you compare that to like an off-lane puck, you know, you would expect maybe him to be a bit more survivable.
Armel start to put the goo on the PYW as 2 heroes head through the mid lane. Yang and Ori getting some pressure on. They drop the coil now. Need to be careful as they do have Static Storm into the middle of all of them. They pull him back in. There's a Heavenly Grace. Is it going to be enough? No. They get the kill onto Yang. Bristle turns his back, but is not going to be able to quite walk away. No, the stick charges, and the song is there. And March walking in for the Echo Slam. Does he hit it onto all of them? Is it going to be enough? Yes, indeed. The captain makes it happen, but can they kill the rest of these heroes off? They lose the Earthshaker. Armel barely able to walk away from it. Tries to turn on Eurus. It's not going to happen. So they only end up getting the Lion kill on top of it. Although Armel is now in some trouble. Purification comes out. Tim's wanting to make it happen. But Vici make the kill work.
So did he only get the Lion with
They
that?
only got the Lion.
Yeah, because his Fissure got the kill on Yang, but
I just want to see how much damage he did as the Fissure comes out now, connects. I mean, he did 1,800 damage.
I mean, you can't really say no to that. But they are going to keep their push-ups. We're not going to take a look at it quite yet. Level 4 Edict. Even with the glyph, I think the aggression here of Vici is going to drive back TNC. And the patience to wait for these levels here from Vici before really pressing forward. Great smoke bait to start that all off too, right? Where they had, like, Yang and Ori do the weirdest move where they just walk in front of a tier 1 and start, like, tanking damage.
Against a disruptor.
Yeah, and then you're like, this isn't good. And then suddenly there's a bunch of smoked up heroes behind them. In fact, we can't even stop talking because they're going to do it again. Ori walks into the pit, starts the meld, and he's going to begin soloing this while the team moves forward. Yeah, they're just going to go distract.
This dude's crazy.
He's got that Deso first. Grant, I can hear him cheering in the back, not the blink first. And Gabby didn't see that one coming. The finger guns coming out from DY. Put one on the counter.
Be careful, though. They know that this is going on. They scanned the pit, so they have an inkling that TA is Roshane. They know that she's in there, but with Morphling dead now and nobody really nearby, they don't want to go and contest, it looks like. So it will be Vici securing this first Aegis.
One of the earlier Aegises that we've seen, I want to say, like, this whole tournament.
Yeah.
Under 14 minutes now. And gonna give Ori a bit of breathing room as he farms up that blink. Meanwhile, while he's still taking the Aegis, you have Yang and Eurus pushing that tier 2 tower up top. Get it down to almost half HP.
All right, all right, all right. Doing what damage they can. In the meantime, they're going to continue to try and farm up this Morphling Ags. Has the Yasha done? Now it looks like that's what he's going to decide is his main farming item, and then afterwards leave it. Just go straight into that Aghanim Scepter and start to take him to Pound Town.
Well, we've seen the game plan before from TNC, so TNC fans out there, I'm sure they're not worried. They have no concerns. They know that Morphling Shaker is this ever-strong combination. What does he have for assistance in this game? Pretty much just the auras of a Bristleback. He's got the song saves, right? And then he'll have auras too on this offlane Naga. So no, like, immediate dispel to help you out, but still some nice tools.
Runs into Eurus, might buy his Vanguard on his way out. Yule Scepter, stun, connected, fissure out. Follow-up stun. Ori hits on the both of them. The triple side plates. Oh, line up, why don't you?
DUI got sent back to the bottom lane, but numbers were not needed as both supports cleaned up here. And, well, DUI is going to discover that is, in fact, the real Naga when she doesn't evaporate to his mana drain.
Yang gets a little bit aggro there, but nothing really that he can do. That Blink Dagger done on the puck. And now 7-7, a 2,000 gold lead for Vici. They're doing it here in this game at number 4.
Yeah, this tower gold, even just this wave might be enough. He's driven back, so the blink, either way, bound to appear any moment now.
So with that Aegis in tow for another 3 minutes just about, what can Vici get done with this? They're also going to have finger back up soon.
They need wards. That's the big thing. Right now, lots of sentries down from the side of TNC, heavily invested in keeping this area safe from Gabby because he needs to know that he can farm at max speed. It's so important for this Morphling, right? Like, he's the key to this whole strategy, so he wants to be at just, like, as much agi as possible this entire time.
Armel trying to be the one that stands in front. DY throws out the stun. They don't want to let that finger get used, and it won't happen as they take him down.
Yeah, DY pings the high ground. He had a sentry on the low, but not able to get the wards down first, so. Good response there from TNC. Yep. But no wards at least wasted from the side of VG. I'm not sure where their wards are. They got one on the dead lion.
Already hanging out on top of the trap. Seeing if anybody stops by for a quick little jump to kill. Looks like he's going to clear through this wave and then head on out at the Blink Dagger done. So the next couple of minutes feel like they're going to be very telling as to where the next round of this game goes. Like, can Gabby just farm away freely, or are Vici going to be able to find him in the jungle? And as you said, Ward's definitely going to need to be a big part of that, and Radiant don't really have that much aggressive vision down.
Yeah, still just one more ward coming out here, too, as they smoke up heading towards that top jungle. They get buffed back by Armel. They're looking to connect up to their Lesh, and they'll run into KP first. Oh, no, they won't. They'll run back towards Armel.
Okay, going for him. Finger of Death is out as well as the Hex. trying to take him down, but Fissure is going to interrupt, and now the turnaround. They get the GA out to try and keep him alive. Static Storm as well as the Ensnare onto Yang, so they are going to keep Armel survivable. Meanwhile, the stun comes out there on the other side. Marge trying to move in. The Echo Slam isn't going to work. Morph switches over to the side, takes down Eurus. What a player. PYW trying to run away with the GA already gone. They will kill off that Earthshaker. Can they have the control left over for Ori? KP, one more swipe is going to do it, but Armel now big, bad, and angry. He's going to try and turn on to them. Gabby has already taken down a couple in this, and his eyes are next set onto Ori. But it's really dangerous walking onto him, and Yang, actually over on the side here, could be enough burst damage to punish that Morph jump in.
Yeah, despite having the Aegis maybe a bit too deep from Vici, unless you're going to have Vision up on that high ground, which we know that TNC been so good at defending, that's a risky play to make. And geez, how about Gabby morphing into the Lesh rack? They try and go on Armel. He morphs into the Lesh, gets the counter stun after they try to approach high ground onto Armel. Just beautiful play there from Gabby. He even had the lightning follow-up to secure another kill afterward.
You can see getting ever closer to that Aghanim Scepter. It's feeling more and more like this is an inevitability. The question is, will Vici have the tools with which to control and kill him off?
He'll still want that BKB.
Okay.
Even like the Yule setup, the Hex, still some pretty dangerous stuff here. DY, of course, not a major threat. I mean, the guy's got Tranquil's Windlace, like doesn't have the Aether, doesn't have a Blink Dagger.
Right.
Not really close to either. Doesn't even have the 100 cast range talent right now. Like this Earthshaker should not be able to stand there, but thankfully Yang can. Oh, DY, come on, bud.
Jukes around the corner, and the Song of the Siren's gonna come
It's
out.
not really a juke.
Keeping him caught. I mean, you gotta call it where you can get it, right? KP's gonna try and turn now, so you can find Fissure. A little bit off the mark there. Did connect on the PYW, but Marge still in a lot of trouble. Silence gets the Echo Slam out. Over on the middle of the fight, they're gonna blow up Yang.
Good.
Now the follow-up, Tim's in some trouble, will go down. KP wanting to turn on to PYW, and with Armel here, this looks like it's more than enough. They're trying to burn through all of that mana, but a double kill comes out from Gabby. Armel super duper low, trying to walk away. Is he gonna be able to make it? Gabby in the back line just dismantling them. He's switching back over to the other form, getting a little bit more strength. They again keep the Bristle alive, and Gabby doing that damage.
He's just like a vulture. He's just perched on the high ground waiting. He's like, oh, they're going to dive. Here they come. And then he saves March holding that Echo, waiting until he'd have a chance. And well, so the save might have been for naught here.
He got a bounty run.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. Again.
He's a working. Oh, look at the juke. Oh, you can't handle me. My name is March.
Ankles are broken.
Dude, whatever. Ori got worked. I don't care. Is this support player, if you make them walk the wrong direction for even a second, it feels good.
Yeah, but Yang, they tried to stun him up so he couldn't orb out, but then he saw how low March was, so he stays in the fight. He tries to get the last couple right clicks onto March, and then instantaneously Gabby morphs into Yang, orbs on him, and silences him before Yang can do anything because the long cooldown of that phase, well, I guess it's more like the long time between phase shift and coming back is obviously the duration so low at only level 2.
Of course.
He just gets worked by Gabby. Has he died? He's only died on that finger kill.
That's really impressive.
There's
You know,
so much vision protecting him.
It's almost like TNC are really good Morph Shaker players. You know? If only somebody could have seen it coming.
And more puck players.
Yeah, that's fair.
And more Flesh Rack players.
He's doing it all.
He's got lots to work with this game.
So 11 to 14, still Vici maintaining that lead. You can start to feel something that's feeling like TNC on the upswing. The BKB on the TA feels like it's going to be a big moment for them. She just completes that item. Likewise, Naga Siren, KP has an Aghanim Scepter in his sights next.
I feel like Tim's is getting a little bloodthirsty here, you know? He's got the wards coming on the courier. He's got the smoke. I think he wants to use this Aghanim, you know? Tim's doesn't like just hanging around. He's been planting sentries all game, trying to protect. If I'm them, I want to go for a kill pretty soon, right? I want to try and set up for this next Roche. I want to get some aggressive vision for my team.
And March gets found. He is going to be brought down. And again, we've talked about this before, but it makes a little bit of sense why he's out there trying to just get levels for suicide almost. Like, he needs more points than that Enchant Totem. Right now has the 3 in it, which is pretty solid. But you get to that 4th and you're in your happy place. So Echo Slam was used.
Oh, was it?
Armel, we have seen Vici initiate on Armel what feels like 1,000 times, and he's only died once. This Bristle play has been superb.
Yeah, just a solid pick. I think compared to like when VG went for the Jug earlier, maybe this kind of hero was what they needed.
KP just microing his illusions there for a moment, and Ori sees, hey, Roche is back up again. Let's see what we can do. Song of the Siren is up. KP, TP's over. They got an inkling, they got an idea. You got to be careful here
They
if
also
you are
have
Vici.
traps here though, so spotting that. Although yeah, they have that vision in the river from TNC. You do have the vision likewise in the high ground. Not covered by a sentry from TNC, despite there being about 2 million of them placed down so far this game.
Hello, welcome to the Pain House.
I don't think it was him he was looking for.
I mean, that's still a pretty good pick off there. Just take him out. And Haystern picked up for Gabby now as, yes, indeed, Morph Shaker is online. He almost has his BKB completed, around 400, 500 gold away.
Well, that's terrifying.
Trent,
God, he's farming so fast.
I think we're going to see some magic in a bit.
This has been a good game so far. This hasn't been like super stompy one way or the other. TNC like always holding and defending these towers. It doesn't feel like anyone's taking a massive lead. I mean, I kind of agree with the sentiment that it feels like things could slip away here, but what's most important is these two 10-second BKBs. And who's going to press the button and perhaps who won't?
Oh, God. Armel's walking in. You got to be careful. Morph also just hit level 18. KP is there as well. Jump forward. Fine. March. Can they blow him up in time? No. He's going to get the walk away.
he's dead.
Does get bought down. Okay. No more Shaker. They can maybe take this fight, but Gabby, oh, he's already switched over into it. And now the chase down looking for PYW. Yule Scepter lift up, has the BKB available. Is going to turn onto him now and is trying to take down that Omni Knight. Meanwhile, the jump forward, looking for the follow-up onto Ori. He has a DD turning now onto that Morph Queen. They're not going to be able to bring him down. This fight's looking a little bit tense for TNC. Armel gets chased.
Yeah, Ori kind of got isolated on the other side of the river. He got songed up and just controlled while they got the kill onto Yang. But they will buy enough time here. They'll shrine up. Yang will return, and we'll have another 5v5. And the BKB popped for the Morphling, not popped from the TA. Ori not able to really see that moment. Shouldn't end up mattering another 35 seconds. Maybe they can force it before it's back up. In fact, they're going to. TNC are going. Gabby says, I don't know about this, guys. And he needs to shrine up for some mana. He needs his buddy.
He said 25 seconds until that BKB is back up, but they're feeling confident. They jump into the pit.
Maybe just worried that they could have been sneaking it.
And instead, if they manage to get this one. All right, walking up front and center.
Yang's the big hero here. He needs to get over.
Naga Siren still has sleep available. Oh, we know they don't. They used it last time. This is dangerous, real dangerous. The orb looking for that initiation. They spot out Gabby.
He's got
Ori's
BKB
there.
now, though.
And they are going to back out.
Another 40 seconds of no song. Ori, he's hungry. He's thinking about it.
This guy's crazy.
But the rest of the team cannot join him if he makes some giant lead. They have another smoke onto Yang. It's obviously a very telegraphed play if they were to go for it. All you can really hope for is it just gives you some jump of surprise.
Right.
We do have that level 20 on
That
Ori as well with the
Down,
Dispel.
no
He
dispels.
goes!
Looking for it. Trying to find March. He's getting isolated. But on the other side, Gabby just trying to take down Eurus. Waveform forward, not going to be enough. March is still walking away. He does eventually get brought down. And Gabby, he hasn't found anybody to jump on. The Static Storm is down onto nothing. Vici Gaming are looking pretty good. They get the Finger of Death. Can they kill off this Morphling? Gabby does manage to get the jump away. And now Ori isolated. They are going to find that fissure for the kill. So 1 for 1, but the one that Vici lost is bigger.
Gabby just doing, he's actually doing the same amount that 4 heroes are doing. He's single-handedly distracting the rest of the team. Yang comes in with a nice coil to try and break it up, but then no one follows through with him. And now with the song returning, I'm surprised they're not forcing this buyback by just heading right in the pit. Instead, they're going to try and take out this tier 1 tower first.
They're maybe doing both simultaneously. BYW there trying to force him back a little bit on Armel, but Armel is here to stay as they're going to punch into him, and now Gabby shows up. The GA is out, but I don't know if it's going to be enough as the waveform comes through. Monster comes in with the Hex to catch him! Morphling just dies! And now you've got Vici Gaming that are maybe going to look to follow this one up. KP's got to get away, but the coil comes down, and they've got him caught as well. Catching him, Fissure trying to interrupt. It ain't going to be enough. They don't have Song, and Roche is going to Vici.
I wonder if they maybe thought he just didn't have buyback there, or also thought that like they can't kill him without finger or something, because they pressed really in there. They didn't get the tier 1 tower. They didn't get the Roche. They give it up. And costly buyback, sure, but well worth it in this case for Vici Gaming, as Gabby finally makes a misstep, going a bit too deep there.
And you look at that moment in time, and like you said, if you run back, you just go for the Roche. You could force a buyback, and none of that stuff happens. But as it stands, it's going to be Vici Gaming able to pull it out.
Live by the dive, die by the dive. You know, he made some incredible plays already this game.
That's fair.
You can't always be living on the knife's edge without getting cut.
Well, Tim's up top, does have Eurus in his sights, but with the BKB on the Lesh, there's no way that they find any type of kill there. Maybe he could do something like break a TP, but
now,
I was just going to get out of there.
Does this scare you? Because I'm not that scared if I'm TNC personally.
Really?
I think that, like, what does Morph build next? He might get his Manta first. He already has the recipe, but that E-Blade is going to be insanely valuable this game versus the TA. Right? Now, you can't just go for the TA because she has her BKB and her Dispel, but you can go for your targets to help out. You can just blow up this line in the back line. You still have a lot of time to work this BKB. I mean, it's still, what, 7 seconds left on this thing? 8 seconds left on this thing even for Gabby?
Yeah,
So
it's true. I mean, definitely it feels like TNC, even though they're down 5K gold lead, their team fight prowess is much higher than that as far as what they've got.
I still think VG are in a good spot. Like, it's
Oh,
definitely I would rather, you know, be feeling this as VG, be like, yeah, all right, we're ahead. We got the Aegis, we got the cheese, because we did that first Aegis so early.
Right.
This is feeling good. But it's Morph Shaker. I've seen much larger comebacks, and the only real control that's reliable for this this Morphling is the Lion,
Right.
until we get the Meld Bash.
That could be, again, one of those turning points. Very far down the line at this point. And they're going to need the help of DY to make it work for them.
I like
until the 25.
Yang trying to find another answer, though, through because, like, the Hex, obviously, you try and catch it before the BKB. If he BKBs, Puck can't do anything. So that's why Yang's going to try and go for this Aghanim. Shiva's from Armel to scout, trying to figure out where they're at, and Ori's in.
Ori goes in, absolutely. BKB is out in
Oh,
time to
huge.
mute. Oh, it was beautiful. Ori did it to him as they had the nullifier. Now finding a bit more. That's going to be March dead as well.
They were not ready for the nullifier.
Oh, lordy, lordy. Danger Town indeed for TNC as they will lose Armel. It is all falling apart for the Filipinos.
That was a really nice jump from Ori. They're going to get a gem here, too. And all of this effort and vision that TNT have put in. Look at these wards. Both of them should be gone. Another one up top here, too, if they can get there. And, well, fortunately for them, PYW doesn't have any way to check high ground here. And he gets ditched by his team as well.
Dude, this is dangerous. Cutting through those waves to the best of their abilities. Obviously, as TNC, you've got great ways to try and clear out those creep waves, but the best thing that they've got for deep push right now is a glimpse, it looks like. As Yang is just on top of him. Phase shift doesn't care about the root. Eurus up on high ground. They're going to use the glyph. 17 seconds until Morphling is back up. As Vici Gaming came to play, going to take down that tier 3 tower. Now looking for a bit more as Bristle's still going to be gone for 20, and there's the coil onto Naga. Got to be careful. The chase, Ghost Scepter are going to be nullified. The chase down comes onto that Disruptor, and he is dead. Vici Gaming now with more of an opening. Where do they want to go next? They're thinking about it.
Ori just completely pushing the limit, and really both our mid players so far this series, like, just so impressed with how they utilize that BKB. Always waiting until those clutch moments, never wasting it on dives.
Got to be real careful about this moment, though. The chase that comes from TNC is very scary. And
I think that without the blink on March, though, this Earthshaker Morph is just not, it's not quite online. They put so much into Gabby, but when you're, you know, there's still no Echo Slam.
right.
And there's some of these moments where you're expecting that's going to give a little bit of breathing room over to Gabby in these fights, and it's just not an option that they have yet.
No. Well, and the thing that's really scary about it, too, is now whenever you do decide to like jump in, it can be solid, but if your BKB wears out, or if you manage to find the Hex initiation or a Nullifier initiation, he's just going to die.
Or a Coil,
Or-
'cause he's got the eggs now.
Or he does too much damage.
So can they kill Ori? Will be the question. Tim's nowhere near the Aghanim Scepter to try and nullify some of her potential. She is about to lose the Aegis, but I mean, you have a Naga who's a very defensive core when played in this off-lane role. She's even trying to get towards an Aghanim Scepter herself. She does have that Lotus, so huge there to try and help out and protect Gabby. No Dispel on their heroes, so they're going to have to go for the purchased one.
Right. Yeah, and good decision there by the Naga. Is
Yeah,
still
you know,
thinking
if
about going
they-
back.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thinking about going back to that Aghanims afterwards. Or he's about to hit level 25. Meld Bash. I think
I
that
wonder if KP will even get the Ags. Isn't that? I guess it is kind of nice if if he's in Shaker form. My God, he'll get so much HP back because it's percent based, right?
right.
Yeah.
70%, I believe, over 7 seconds.
The only thing I could imagine would be the Blink Dagger. Might be more useful because it feels like he can't even song near the Morphling right now.
Right. Yeah, as Morphling, it feels like they're playing a lot more forward on Gabby, or separate from the rest of his team just in general.
Because like they have 2 cores with no BKBs, so the song into Stack Storm could be an option for them.
Right.
And then obviously much easier to hit when you have the Blink.
All right, 1.5 second Meld Bash. 16,000 gold lead for Vici Gaming, who want to push this to a game number 5.
And that vision advantage is just totally turned to the top side. Absolutely nothing red remaining up there. You can see they're huddled inside the dire triangle now for TNC. Their last bastion of farming protected by vision. They all just try and stay in between VG and Gabby.
I mean, the thing that's really tough about this for these supports too is like Earthshaker trying to go back for a Ghost Scepter. Now that Nullifier is online, it doesn't even feel like it really matters, right? You can just take that off anyways.
Yeah, you can probably assume that he's not the nullifier target, so I get that.
Yeah,
If that gets wasted on him, he'll probably be happy at this point.
fair enough.
God, there's so many clickables. How does Ori have so many fingers? Now he's got an Orchid too? This guy's got the mouse with like 9 buttons. This guy's gonna be tread swapping and orchiding and nullifying, hitting his BKB while he blinks over and meld, refractioning. God,
He's very talented.
he's playing
He's
a
got
symphony
super
on that keyboard.
He's like a pianist. That's what it
Yes.
is. 35 minutes.
And nothing happens. That was, I thought maybe something was going down. That could have been exciting.
Definitely.
An 18K lead, I guess I get it, teens. You don't want to force anything.
Right.
Maybe you're waiting for the big fight. at
It
the
feels like
Roche.
they have to go for that. Yeah, the Roche fight is a good place to be in. We've still got, what is this, 30 seconds until it's capable of respawning. Maybe if they see a pickoff opportunity, that's an opportunity to jump on somebody. But at least for now, it's sit back, wait, possibly get to a GPM talent for Tim's at some stage of this game. TY sitting mid. All the vision in the world for Vici Gaming on the top side of the map. So they do not want to get picked off here, and Leshrac even going to finish off an Octarine now. I mean, it's weird because normally what you would see in this instances, I feel like from TNC, is like pushing out that bottom lane and trying to take down the tier 2 tower. But with TA being just so like capable of picking off anybody, nobody feels safe down there.
Yeah, they're just huddled up. They're like kind of keeping the wave almost close, maybe so Gabby can get a little bit of it too. As he still wants more items. He wants that Lincoln Spear to protect himself from the Lion. And man, can he get there.
Absolutely. Quick old jump down. Does this give information to Vici, though, to feel confident moving out themselves? Just like it a little bit.
Roche spawn here. 2 minutes and 15 seconds until that thing's going to be up. And you have to imagine that's what both teams are waiting for. I think TNC will try and take the fight there, but it's going to be very difficult to even find the time when VG are in the pit.
Yeah, and the thing, too, is like even with these sort of pseudo-saves that they've got, the jump in from TA is just so strong in that instant that it happens that it almost feels like it's not enough.
They're going to go for it. They see the puck on the bottom lane, and they say, all right, we'll take it.
All right, Gabby up front and center.
It looks like they're trying to just find a pickoff as they go for D-wards. They have a gem. Have they purchased another? They have not.
But you can see,
oh,
like,
the scan.
Armel was in the area.
DY?
Almost gets caught.
Run.
Armel showed himself on that ward that was up there on the high ground, so they had an idea. Like, there's no way that the Bristleback's just running through the jungle without other people nearby.
Do they have the, they don't even have the sentries right now to de-ward their own jungle.
Yeah, not great. I believe that gem got taken away in that last fight a little while ago.
Yeah, it did. It's on, it was on the Omni. Oh, you mean it's returned to the Dire?
No, it should be still there. Not sure where it's at.
Oh, no, it's chilling on Yang.
Okay. Gabby. Chasing. Fissure. Jump through. There's going to be the phase shift, though, in the song. Oh, that's a nice way to do it. They also see the TA here, though. Can they bring them both
There's
down?
the
Looking for it. Static Storm down. The mute is there, and it's going to blow up the puck. But now the turn on to March. Glimpse Ori back over to the side. Fissure going out. KP living just barely. And Gabby seems to be able to take down the rest of these cores, but it's not going to happen. They buy back on the Earthshaker, Lion, and Puck. But Naga's still dead for a bit.
Pretty instant buybacks there. Yang didn't have the TP right away, so he was a little bit lagged behind getting in. And that was a Aeon Disc Puck as well, so I'm sure a little disappointed that he's gone down there. Now they're going to have to purchase that gem. So
Yeah.
still recognizing the importance of that vision control as we close in on the Roach Pit in just 7 seconds. And the Courier just going to fly its way out here. The unusual Garen Drywiz and Garak Takis, of course.
Sorry, it
What
took me
other
a second
kind of
to
a
realize you were talking
courier
about
would
the
you have?
courier.
It's very important to, you know, it's part of the team.
Absolutely. The sixth man, if you will.
Just another shitty wizard.
All right, Armel sees some of those traps around. We'll take him down in a second. Oh, no, he's handed the gem back over. But he does have an inkling that, hey, Roche could be going on.
Now this is a bold
Moving
play.
into the pit, and it's not going to happen. Now the turnaround. They got him caught. The jump in onto the side. Blows up one DY. No chance for him to fight. Now the coil onto 2. It snapped. But with the BKB still working for the Morph, they're not going to go in for it.
The fact that they can still just steal a kill like that is pretty terrifying.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Armel is completely fearless. He just was not concerned. He's almost level 25 as well. And that was a TA using the nullifier going all in on him, and it took almost no damage.
Omni picked up the Aghanim Scepter, which dropped from that one. So they've got double cheese
that's
still.
nice. That's very nice. That's probably the best hero, right? Because Puck already bought one. TA sucks. Lion sucks. I mean, Lion's obviously very good, but not as good as
Right.
the Omni in this game, and Lesh sucks. So.
All right, 40 minutes in a game that's gone somewhat back and forth. It's still feeling like Vici in the lead, holding on to this Aegis. But one step too far forward, and you could get punished heavily. This Morph Shaker combo. And I don't really see what it is that changes that much with the rest of their items. Like, it's not that Morph doesn't get stronger with more items, but this is like a big peak for him as he just destroys the tier 2 tower.
I mean, that was a DD, but still.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't keep these lanes in check, like, they should have boots of travel pretty soon on Puck. Yeah, Yang's building them. I saw he's had his brown boots back for a bit since the Eon Disc, so he needs to start pushing this out.
Does Lion have the talent yet? He's still a couple levels away from the mana drain multi-target, but does have the 150 GPM, so he's getting farmed up. And everybody buying Aeon Discs. They are definitely needed.
Now, are they keeping buybacks? They are. Oh, good. Well, some of them. Puck already used, Lion used, Omni's not keeping, Lesh is keeping, and TA is keeping, so that's good. Because there is a definite rundown possibility here.
Yeah, even if
How
it's
much
just on
damage
the
Morph
bottom lane.
Shaker does to buildings.
They're even keeping just the gem on the Morph lane as Radiance is picked up for the Bristleback. 41-minute Radiance.
Well, it is heavy right clicks from the TA. Still mischance, refractions. You're stunned. You can't really right click the whole time anyway.
Yeah.
Not typically the ideal timing for the item, but it still offers quite a bit of value at this point in the game.
Right.
He also has the spell Lifesteal talent at 25, so that's going to increase his survivability by quite a bit too.
So again, just that one lane of racks taken, but the other one's still sitting up there top. Available to get jumped at by Vici if they so desire. Smoked up, not finding anybody.
KB is still holding like 3,000 gold. Is the blink worth it? Maybe with the Eon Disc, it might not be. It's a 2.5 second buff though. You can probably still get the puck.
Yeah. Somewhat questionable. I mean, the ability to reset the fight with full HP on all your heroes
I
is
guess,
really nice.
Yeah, maybe that percent value on the Bristleback is just so insane.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that would be a lot of HP.
I mean, the flip side to it also, though, is that you are potentially going to have the Ag Scepter spawn from Roche, and it feels like this game is kind of going the distance, although there's better heroes to put it on, probably.
Yeah, they would just give it to Bristol, I think, if they got it at this point. Well, I mean, assuming Disruptor has purchases by then.
Right. This lead continues to grow. Tim's, he's 1,000 gold away from his Aghanims, and Yang is going to spot out Gabby there, gets the coil snap, and, well, apparently that's how that works.
I think he must have missed it, right?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm just going to push out the wave again. So they won't find Gabby, and the problem that the panel is talking about, the tower hitters, somewhat lacking. It's hard to just push up onto high ground.
He has 1,400 HP and 42 armor on 1 strength. He's got plus 50 strength right now in his build.
That is ridiculous. That's so much damage. You know, I'm wondering, though, for Vici, like, if you don't feel confident now with Aegis, with, like, double cheese, Omni Aghanims, all these items.
More cheese.
When do you feel comfortable going high ground? Like, what's your plan for ending this game?
They're going to put out a play, a little charcuterie, you know?
Okay.
Get some cheese, let it age a little bit. The Aegis is the fine grapes. Collect 3 or 4 of those. They go bad very quickly, unfortunately.
Nice.
They're gonna wait for mistakes.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of what got them this far in this game.
That's fair. There's
that one dive by Gabby kind of put TNC into this predicament. And despite it being a 30K predicament, it's not over quite yet.
No.
What does my friend Gavin say? Does he have a 89%? That's respectable.
God.
Vici.
Yang. Oh, God. That's why. That's that percentage right there.
I don't think he can carry the gem.
No.
I mean, he's definitely the most likely to. I guess he has Aeon Disc. I can understand why he thinks he can.
Who can really carry the gem in this game? I don't know if it's anybody.
Whoever's not playing by themselves.
Yeah.
Is what I would say. Because like Yang has a creep cutting responsibility.
All right, no buyback on this puck by virtue of cooldown. What are they going to try and do? The smoke up comes.
How fast is this tower going to die? How fast is DY going to die?
Oh, God, Gabby. Gabby's coming out. Do they just, like, sweep across the map and they're like, kill anybody we find? They do not care.
He doesn't even bother right-clicking anymore. He just hops everywhere.
Yeah.
He's like a frog. Oh, there we go. He's starting walking again.
He's moving and grooving. Bounty runes picked up again. That looks like it is a whole hell of a lot of them for TNC. Vici were able to pick up the other 2 top.
Ooh, okay. Oh, I think VG might look to defend this with the DD. It's a bit risky, but Ori could blow up at least 2 heroes in his BKB.
This is really scary. And who's he going to find? Nullifier out right onto Bristleback. He does not care all that much. The Lotus Orb is there to stop it.
Oh, I don't like this.
And now turning onto that tower.
Let it go, guys.
It was basically going to be a 3-shot. No puck for this fight. Vici have played this game so well. There's still 25,000 gold into the lead. But TNC are now starting to control the map a little bit. Don't look now, but March almost has a Blink Dagger at 46 minutes.
It comes eventually.
They also have the Aghanims done on the Disruptor. All the pieces are kind of lining together for TNC.
Ori had his choice. Like, what do you want to go out on? If we're going to lose, what's it going to be? He wants his TA. He seems to be his most comfortable hero of all time when he's played the most. Something that he truly enjoys, clearly by the gold there, the DOTA Plus. And likewise, TNC, they say, all right, we're trying it again. We're running on that brick wall. We'll be the brick wall. We're on Morph Shaker once more. So no real mysteries here between these 2 teams and their strategies heading into this game. And we've hit an impasse despite a 25K lead. Gabby still feels so terrifying. He's got an
my
arcane
God, he's
rune.
got a DD.
That's 2.75
Oh, God.
on the enchant totem.
And the DD, although it's about to wear off.
Beware.
Yeah, he's out of it. It's running out. I mean, that's one of those things where it's just game ending if you take that fight right then.
Yeah. I mean, oh my God, plus 1,300. Oh.
They got to be so careful about this. Like, a Naga Song opening into Disruptor Ags is just GG, it feels like, if they're all together.
Plus 1,372.
Yeah, he's really scary.
And Chant Totem is now based off of strength. I heard that one a lot. I think that was Black's idea. Shout out to
okay.
Black. That's that might be coming. I think he's been feverishly messaging Ice probably to try and save his pubs.
Roche spawn time, 1.5 minutes.
Is that should bring back Yang's buyback, I think, right? Oh, it's already back actually.
All
right.
buybacks are there except for disruptors because of gold. And now, Vici on the hunt.
They have to be very quiet.
They have to be
They
very
don't want to
careful.
alert the big blue beast.
Radiant's top tower.
They're just waiting in the pit. With the song, they're saying, this is our area. Vision kind of all surrounding this spot as well as the tier 2 tower top is being assaulted by those creeps.
There's some drawings out here from Tim. He is correct. He has correctly predicted the movements of Vici Gaming.
You gotta be careful.
And so they're going to mirror them on their own high ground.
And meantime, they are gonna eventually need to come back and defend because they're pushing in top lane. They can't stay on the map that easily. It's a double siege wave.
Yeah, I think they might just have to blink, and that's going to put them on the wrong side of Roche with 45 seconds left to spawn. Yang's going to go.
All right.
He's going to take it. He's got the boots of travel. Who can he come back to, though? He's going to have to just make his way through the mid.
Apparently.
Unless he bought bots, too. It was the only way. All right.
Wow.
Good
Okay.
solution. He needed something. So now he can rejoin the fight. Excellent choice.
They're
And now
rarely
smoke.
seen bots too.
The smoke on the Radiant side to invade the Dire from the Dire team.
You gotta be careful. Eurus, he's revealed. He's underneath a ward. The jump in, the fissure. They got him caught, bringing him down super low and dead. Everything dropped to get that kill.
The
Now.
question is, when do you blink on the buyback? They have the trap in the pit. They know there's no
they
Roche.
found another one. Gotta be careful though. The Hex has already come out. Can they keep him alive? This Morphine looking fine and dandy is there's gonna be the TP in on top of him. The Song of the
He
Siren
comes in
to
on the
reset.
song. Where's Tibbs?
They gotta be careful. There's the follow-up. They blow up DY. He's out of this fight. The leash is there on the two of them. They're gonna lose March, but can they find any more kills? The buyback coming from that Lesh. Meanwhile, they just try and back out of here. They're gonna buy back on the Naga and the Earthshaker who are running into this fight. PYW, seeing if he can live. Armel is in the midst of all of them. They kill off that Disruptor. He's gotten buyback
All
now.
right, March is back.
Sure, follow. Gabby looking, trying to find DY. They got it off, but is it gonna be enough? Ori trying to run away yet again. Yang, Chase, he's already used his orb. He's in a hell of a lot of trouble. Sean's to the other side. Cheese comes out. A double stun comes as well. Is it gonna be there? They're bringing him down.
Gabby
Low silence. Gabby trying to be brought down, but he switches back over.
The Lotus
double
orb.
heal, and they get it off. The kinetic field, they're in so much trouble. TNC, they bring them all down. Lesh is dead for 2 minutes, and Ori just trying to live. They're
God.
gonna jump back in here in a second, possibly with Yang.
They're scouting with traps. They thought they had him with the silence, but KP's Lotus saved Gabby. KP will fall, though.
2 minutes, 100 seconds.
They got to find March. They know he's bought back here. If he goes down, Gabby obviously loses a lot of his power. And, I mean, credit to VG, the way they've spent this big Goldie with the bots too.
UIW, they got him caught. Needs to be careful. Broken, snap. BKB wearing off shortly.
That's
TS
CA
coming in.
through.
They got to be careful. The stun is going to be there in a second with the melt strike. Nobody jumps away because this hero is balanced. And they are going to be able to go for the reinitiation. Now they find him. Oh, trying to run away is PYW. Gets jumped on another time by Gabby. The
You
punch
gotta
comes
run.
through. One punch, man. There's only buyback on this TA. They're in trouble. And he's going to die. Ori dead. Buys back. But it's only him and Puck. And a big bad Gabby with March still in tow.
Now, how much have TNC been keeping track? Are they fully aware of the state the VG are in? Because if they are, it looks like they can just march it on down, but they're going to play it very safe. They know they brought a lot of the economy back in their favor, and they know there's Aegis, Cheese, Refresher, and Aghanim's. All the spoils of Roche remain. And so what's going on with KP? He never did.
He bought it
he
right
just
now.
bought it right now. Okay, well, there you go. That's my answer. So
Okay.
it looks like it's going to be going to Armel here.
It could be March
Or
as well.
March, yeah.
But still 70 seconds with no Omni. Leshrak also going to be back up in 20. This game's not over.
Yeah, March lacking the Dispel or any survivability, he can't really dive in. So give it over to Armel, and he is just a complete force now. Always going to be at max Warpath stacks. Oh my god, like the boosted damage on the Quill Spray going with his spell Lifesteal, I don't know how he's going to die in these team fights. He
It's gonna
might
be
be as
ridiculous.
unkillable as Gabby at this point.
And Vici Gaming, who have struggled to beat this Morph Shaker, are struggling yet again in this game number 4. TNC looking to win themselves this major. Not Vici have anything to say about it, as they are still trying to keep these lanes pushed out. I mean, for TNC, I guess the other thing that you have to be a little bit worried about is you only have buyback on the Bristle and the Morph.
March is the issue. March dies, Morphling becomes Morphling.
Right.
Which is not nearly as terrifying. But you can see March is fully aware of this. And he's way back there. He has his Ghost Scepter, of course, as you pointed out earlier, though. The Nullifier still remains for Ori.
Bottom lane being pushed in by Yang now, as they might try and go for some backdoor plays. Something else to keep our eyes on. TA does not have bots, so she can't get there to join the puck for the split push. Armel is just going to walk up high ground.
But yeah, Eurus does, and he's eyeing that refresher.
He's thinking about it.
They go for a song.
And the Disruptor, he's down. Static Storm is already out. They got him stunned. Ori is in trouble, and Ori is dead. 2 minutes without that TA. And now Gabby on the hunt, looking for Eurus, hoping to find a bit more, as Eurus is just trying to run away. And they find this follow-up kill. Yang went for the backlines, the coil. The Echo Slam is not going to work. Neither is the Static Storm, but it might not matter, as they're going to chase down this puck who's just trying to clear through the creep wave, hope to stop the back door. But I don't know if it's going to happen, as the chase is continuing. Vici Gaming are on the back foot. They have to last 90 seconds without their TA.
They need her so badly. She's just all of their damage.
And moving from tower to tower, the first tier 3 falls for Vici Gaming. They've looked so good at times, looking for the finger. Initiation, can they get it in time?
Oh,
Next
the
comes out,
Lotus
but
again!
no, they get the Lotus off. And now the chase comes. DY is going to be stunned. Gabby looking for that backline target, is going to connect, but no, the finger. Okay, that's Aegis down at the very least. Can they do anything else here? It would be a miracle and a half. They're trying to chase Heavenly Grace, PYW running through Eurus. Paparazzi, this man who has so often been the carry for the squad, just trying to hold off this onslaught.
Creeps. Now, it is a morph, though, so they can cut through. But backdoor should be back soon. In fact, it is.
The chase, they almost get Tim's there. Again, there's only buyback on this Bristle and the Morph, and they're almost making enough space for this TA. They need a creep wave, but it's hitting the tier 4 towers.
They actually made the space.
Unbelievable. They hold off without that TA. Yang pushing out that top wave, killing off those creeps, makes the difference.
All right, well, we asked for one good game here, as many of our matches have been rather one-sided throughout this entire tournament. So VG and TNC are trying to give us just another one to put us on the edge of our seats, and at this point, I still get a favorite TNC, obviously, with the way they've dwindled down this lead, but it all just comes down to those big explosive plays from VG Gaming and those key targets they need to pick off.
I mean, you talked, though, about that refresher for Eurus. If you can get the double Diabolic Edict with all those explosions.
I don't think they're going to get the creeps like that again, though. I think TNC are going to reset, and it's going to be very hard for them to get the creeps going favorably in their way without losing Yang. And currently on the buyback status, you have gold issues on TA, Puck, and Omni, as well as even just the Lion for the Radiant team. Meanwhile, the Dire, it's mostly timers you got a problem with, right? Like, Tim should be able to get the 400 gold pretty fast with all this map space. And then the timers will be back soon enough that they're going to have double bodies for the next engagements. Oh, with how quickly they took the high ground, at least they still have shrines on the top and that Radiant Triangle. So something that they perhaps can fight around.
You can see Puck here as well. Yang just trying to keep these creep waves away from the tower. Bottom lane is where it's pushing in next.
They have an eye on DY.
Gotta be careful. Song of the Siren again. This time, not going to connect for a kill.
Yeah, KB's nearly that Blink Dagger to try and improve that.
Top lane, Yang is again pushing out this wave, kills it all off, and they've got creeps in the base.
I guess
defend it.
That is kind of the one problem. They do need Gabby to kill Yang. March can't really get it done solo. It seems that Gabby has to be the one to be there, unless they have Naga and Tims. Maybe that's one way they can do it too.
Right.
So with Gabby always having to be kind of in this area, as long as you have Yang running around back here, it's too far for him to get, perhaps, on Gabby.
Well, they're going to push out mid another time with the KP Illusions. Well, Ori is just going to scout out the jungle, get a little bit more farm for himself. He's building an Aghanims because he wants to be able to switch over to the traps on the other side of the map. That would be the most next level play ever, as Eurus keeps the pressure on top
That's
side.
how you rat Dota.
That is some...
Well,
to
the
take
smoked
a
backline here. They're just
favorite.
letting RML siege it solo.
Yang kills the creep wave. They've got him in the base. They got to be real careful. Eurus, stunned. They found one, still living. That's going to be the Aeon Disc. Do they have follow-up? They're still needing to deal with Yang. He's taking racks while this is going on.
And
TNC losing buildings.
Eurus also keeping that BKB. Didn't waste it. Gabby goes back. Now, our Ori and Yang are willing to do it.
This moment right now, it feels like you don't really have the easiest path to victory for TNC because they constantly have to deal with these lanes being pushed
Oh,
in.
and Yang's kind of baiting here.
He's thinking about it.
They need
Looking
the
for
big
it.
combo.
Danger.
God, this is so scary.
Tries
They
to
baited him in
find
again.
it. Gotta be careful. That nullifier is available from Ori.
They brought back the bristle. You got to get out of here,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, now they're just gonna retreat.
Now, can they hunt on any of the rest of these heroes? Boots of Travel are available for Gavin. Instantly, he's back in.
Yeah.
He knows that he's needed up here to protect, but
Courier?
Yang, likewise, well, won't get those 4 TP scrolls, but he does get the creep wave.
You're stunned, but only for a second, having a little bit of that status resist from the Sanj and Kaya.
Yang, I mean, he sees Gabby mid. I'd like if someone else was hitting the creep waves, just so that Yang has to play a little bit scared up here.
Is under attack.
God. I mean, he doesn't have a creep wave
He's just
either. Yeah.
there again.
Kills it off another time, and you can't really backdoor it.
Just for good measure, you know. That's he just wants that little notice to pop up.
right?
Yeah, barracks are under attack.
Nearest is going to be another one pushing out this bottom lane. He has enough now
God, I would
for
be
almost refresher.
So
and
terrified
buyback.
if I was him right now.
Double coil. It's around for Puck with that GPM talent. He's been able to get into it. On top of a Dagon 5. And now the refresher done for Eurus. This could be a big play for them. They're thinking about it.
Well, they got the creep wave mid.
If you can keep them stuck, you can maybe go for mega creeps here. At
Yang
least on the
has to
side
go
of
for
Vici.
this.
Eurus finds the stun. Still, barracks are starting to fall by virtue of Armel. They're living through this one for the moment. They still have the song if they want to use it.
There's also creeps moving in bottom.
Gotta be careful. Dagon to open. Then the jaunt back. Armel keeps on pushing here, but nobody is dealing with bottom.
Ah, I see the shoe is upon the other foot now.
They're just keeping the pressure on.
I mean, the creep cutting is just keeping them in this one for sure. And not even going to get all the bounties here, perhaps, for TNC. Now, mind you, if they go for those bottom ones, they will get Roche for free. Is Gabby not concerned with the Aegis right now? He went for Yang. Nearly got him, too.
This guy's crazy. DD bottom. They ping it. And Gabby will likely come to collect his due.
My God, Yang is just...
Dude,
saw
and they got him. Yep, that's
All
a
right,
problem.
he's got the Aeon disc.
And he is going to be
The
controlled
duration's too long,
silence.
though.
It's going to bring him down. Gabby finds that kill. Yang does have buyback. The only one without buyback at this point is the Omni, and he'll have it in about 100 gold.
All right, who wants next, Eggs? I guess it is March's time, right?
Yeah.
He's the only one. Oh, he already... No, he doesn't. Okay, yeah. March will get it.
He's not going to know what to do with it.
Run away, I think. Just only come back when he's needed by his Morphling.
Right? Butterfly done for
Ooh,
more.
Yeah, and that is a MKB-less TA.
Wait a minute, though. They're moving out. This is a smoked-up convoy
Oh my God,
heading
Eurus is so
across.
slow.
And he is not going to get there in time. Has to be careful. He's still running into the pit right now. There's going to be the stun to open it up. Ori on top of Gabby. Not going to be able to find enough damage, but the GA is already there. The chase through coming. They're going to get the glimpse out and away, which means Yang is not here for this fight. He doesn't have TPs to get there. Eurus is still living through it. Gabby turned upon Hex. He did manage to get the switch over,
has
though.
the
Is it
Aegis.
enough? It is. They get the kill, at least the first time, and now fighting the second. That's Disruptor dead. He has buyback coming back in a second. They don't time out that stun perfectly, but Eurus, in that duration of the BKB with the refresher, is making it work. But Gabby is just so strong, hard to kill, hard to control. Dagon comes out, another static storm on top of that Puck as he is going to go into the grave. 2 minutes on the sidelines. They have buyback on Eurus, and they're going to need it.
Out. PYW
No
will
Puck.
be lucky as well. He jukes the right way. Won the 50-50 on that one. And Armel back to deal with the creeps. He has boots travel though, so he can return here. And what do we have left for items? Doesn't look like much. Is there even a refresher left? I don't see anything around right now. Yeah, it looks like TNC popped it all.
62 minutes. TNC have been on the brink for so long, and now they're setting up yet again. Disruptor in the area with the static storm. He finds his man, and that's going to be the stun. Eurus in some trouble. It is going to be possibly a kill if they can get it. It's no buyback, and that's 2 minutes with no lesh. TA needs to do it all here. Do they have anything left in the tank? They find the net there. Heavenly Grace, it's not quite enough. The stun comes through, trying to bring down PYW. I don't know if it matters. On the back lines, they found themselves that TA. Ori has to buy back into this fight, seeing if they can make it happen. PYW stunned, killed off. Another run, Dites the bus. That's not how that phrase goes, as Ori is going to try and do what he can, but GG is called as TNC are going to take the major.
In true TNC fashion, they managed to do it after being down. I can't even believe they now have a 25K lead, and I believe they were down 28K at one point as they celebrate. And boy, do they deserve it after a victory like that. TNC, I mean, an organization that hasn't won a Valve event, a DPC event, a region that struggles to really attain big podium finishes when it comes to Valve majors. And TNC finally getting that monkey off the back for the C region. It's just been something where like TNC is an org, like they've done well at WSG before. They've obviously like earned some cash there. That's great and all, but you know, these guys are Dota players. They want the prestige. They want majors. They want TI. And finally, there's this org that the region can really rally around.
It's really impressive showing from them, absolutely. And again, got to give a lot of love to Vici there, who have put on a fabulous display at various points, have looked like the best team in the tournament. But when it came down to the grand finals, TNC, under the leadership of March, without a real coach, were able to take it in the end. And he and his drafts, I feel like, were the difference maker for this team. Impressive showing from TNC. Armel can't believe it. He's like, did I really just play Bristleback for an hour? As we get ready to see them claim up the Battle Fury, TNC are your MDL Chengdu Major Champions.
And the crowd very appreciative here as their own team, of course, not able to do it. Vici taking the wins in the upper bracket, but not when it mattered most. And what a way to prove it for TNC that they're the better team. Is, oh, God, all right. You pick me, Bristle, again. Just saying, look, we're down 28K. We have strats we believe in. We know they're busted, and we're going to show you.
Well, we're going to head on over to the interview now as they say their final words here on the stage one last time for MDL.
A well-deserved champion. Congratulations, TNC.
好啦，再一次恭喜你们！这场比赛也是非常的精彩哦。其实前面2盘赢的还是比较轻松的，但是呢，到了后面几盘，感觉可能也是因为今天打了很多盘比赛，有点疲惫了。那我们首先还是想问他们一些夺冠之后的获奖感言吧。那我们首先想问一下，作为赛季初的第一个 Major， 基本上锁定了进 TI 的名额，他们会不会像去年一些战队一样，会藏一些体系，或者后面可能会选择休息一下呢？ 请马少帮我们翻译一下。
Alright, so first question. Obviously, first 2 games is kind of easy, but last 2 games was back and forth, and it's really intense. Was that because you guys a little bit of fatigue kick in, or is they just play better? And also, you just won the major right now, first major of the season, and some teams last year decided to take some break. Would you use their strategy, or are you gonna keep going from now on?
First of all, the question about the fatigue, I think fatigue did kick in. We were losing concentration on the third and fourth game, and our communications were getting more chaotic. So we tried to stay more calm during the games. About the strategy of the taking breaks, I don't think we were too hardcore to the road here as well. We were taking break while playing as well. So I think we'll keep continuing the journey.
就是问题的第一部分，确实后面的话，第二阶段的这个比赛，我们受到了一些疲惫的影响，我们队内的沟通比较混乱，然后我们自己打的也失误比较多。 然后关于这个要不要休息、要不要切假腿，我觉得我们本身就不是一个特别严肃的队伍。我们其实平时的话训练也会有休息的时间，所以对我们来说，我们还是想继续在这个比赛的赛季里面继续打下去。
那我们也都知道，这一次是本版本的最后一个 Major 了，那马上就要更新新的版本了。想问一下，新科冠军们对于新的版本有什么样的期待，或者他们认为新版本会是一个什么样的一个新的 DOTA 2？
Obviously, this is the last major of this patch, and we're gonna have a new patch coming. So for you guys, the new major champion, what are the expectations for the upcoming new patch?
I guess Earthshaker Morphle will be nerfed, and then we won't be able to see that anymore. But I'm always excited for the new patch. I'll find something new and then come up with it the next major.
我觉得首先一点就是牛头水人肯定会被削弱，然后我会很期待之后这个新版本一些调整，然后我们也会在新的版本里去找到一些新的东西。
虽然牛头水人可能会被削弱，但是我们相信以 TNC 在这一次比赛当中展现出的实力，一定还会给我们带来源源不断的惊喜。好啦，接下来就是到了颁奖 MVP 的时刻了。哎，这个 MVP 会是谁呢？问一下场下观众吧，你们觉得 TNC 里面哪一个选手可以获得这次的 MVP？ 哦，没有太听清楚。Alright, so we wanna ask you, which one you think gonna win MVP this tournament? Armel?
I don't know. I'm not gonna choose MVP. I love all my guys, and I think they're all MVP to me.
我觉得我不会选吧，因为我觉得我的队友都是 MVP。
哇，抬了一下队友。不过呢，很可惜我们 MVP 只有一个。那接下来，让我们颁出本次 MDL Major 的 MVP， 他就是 Gabby， 恭喜你！那我们也看到他在很多场比赛当中都有 carry 级的表现啊，可以说是掌控雷电了。那请 Gabby 向前一步走到我们舞台中央，然后也有请我们礼仪小姐送出我们这一次的特制纸雕斧王的奖杯，有请。好，让我们掌声再一次恭喜 Gabby。要小心一点哦，这个有点金贵，它的确很金贵，因为它上面有一层金箔。好啦，让我们再一次恭喜 TNC Predator 获得了本次成都 MDL Major 的冠军。那我们也希望接下来他们能够在这一个赛季当中有更好的表现。Thank you。好，让我们用掌声和欢呼声再一次恭喜他们。那至此呢，本届 MDL 成都 Major 已经完美落幕了，再一次恭喜他们哦。那也希望所有的观众朋友们正在看直播的观众。
And indeed, welcome back. It is the end of the first major, the MDL major, and TNC takes it. I want to say convincingly because they did win it, and you won it with a Morph Earthshaker, which is a perfect way to win it. But Cap, OD, and you especially, you talked about this Morph Earthshaker a couple days ago. It always has a chance. That was a 28K lead at one point for Vici.
It was, but I think in situations like this as well, like sure the combo